Hey everybody, God's a robot and your purpose in life is a lie.
Welcome to the review, everybody. We're reviewing Eternals, everybody. It's
Yeah,
gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All
everybody
right.
get hype. Uh, Never mind.
Oh man. All right. Everybody, stop getting. Okay, never mind. Get happy again.
No, that's
All
enough.
right, enough of that shit. We're gonna get copyright struck. Oh, I hope, like, I hope Cheeky Breaky Incorporated fucking doesn't. um, I'm gonna be so pissed if they freaking copyright strike us.
Yeah, they're gonna do like what is it called? They're gonna do a squat in the corner and then like give us some kicks to the legs, some like
Yeah.
legal kicks to the old calves there.
Yeah, they're gonna send us a big they're gonna send us a big Russian fucking like Kevin Nash to come to our house and like smash our heads in the toilet seats.
Oh yeah, pretty much. He's wearing the striped shirt or whatever of with like glasses and a suitcase, a briefcase or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's out the
Oh
window.
my gosh.
All right,
Well,
what movie are we doing? We're doing Eternals,
we're doing
right?
Eternals.
Yeah. Welcome to the Eternals review, guys.
Yeah. That
So,
intro that intro had to do with Eternals. That's what happened in the movie basically. You know what I mean?
um, pretty much, yeah. Cause what is it called? Yeah, their life was a lie. They their what is it called? Their the god that created them looks like a JoJo like stand, like a late JoJo stand.
Yeah,
It looks like
it looked like the robot from Tekken 3. You know, the one
oh
that's made out
yeah,
of wood.
oh yeah, um the one that like copies everyone's styles and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, this movie's like kind of like shit tier Marvel. Um, I think it was like one of the worst received Marvel movies, right? I'm pretty
I
sure.
believe so.
Yeah, it got bad reviews. Like I knew going into it that it was gonna suck.
Mhm.
Um, because everyone was talking about how lame it was, and a lot of people were talking about like they were kind of pushing, they were like pandering too much about for like inclusivity and stuff for the movie. But for me, it was just bad. It was just like man, like general Marvel like bland superhero movie
Yeah.
with like characters that like who cares who these
Oh,
characters are.
yeah, I mean it was I don't know. Some of the characters you kind of care about, but ultimately it wasn't really anything to write home about, you know what I mean? It was another blah movie. Like I think this is our third movie in a row that's like, it was meh. It was blah.
There's a lot of them that are coming out right now that are just like not really good. There's not really anything. They're just kind of like filler
Yeah.
um like popcorn movies, something to watch like either to keep your kids busy or like just to like go you know, just take up time in your day, I think.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so uh what's it called? Anything interesting about like the production or anything like that before we get into it? Before
Um
we get into recapping or anything like that?
about the production, uh oh boy. Uh I think it's this is Marvel's probably what jeez.
What happened?
Sorry, I pulled up the squirrel again.
Oh no.
uh, no, but this is like one of Marvel's like other big budget movies. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't believe this one's gonna be tied in with any of the movies, even though this movie had a lot of references to uh
Their Marvel
the
movies?
other Marvel movies.
Well,
Uh,
they have to.
mhm.
They have to do that because that's what people are expecting out of these movies. But I wonder if they're gonna reference Eternals in the other ones. Like, Oh man, do you guys remember this like callback from Eternals? I mean, it made it made its money back. Its box office was like $402 million, and it cost 200 million to make.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if like doubling your money is good for these Marvel movies, but I mean that's what they did. Uh, but I doubt it. This is gonna be like anybody's favorite fucking Marvel movie. Um, like I, I wonder what they were thinking when they were like making this. Is like, oh yeah, people are definitely gonna want to see this. Like this is what people are clamoring for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which maybe why they went with the casting choices because they were like, okay, well we're gonna have to pander to the worldwide audience instead of like the American one.
Mm-hmm.
That was something you noticed in the movie, right? Um, well, I guess we'll talk about that when it comes up, I suppose.
Yeah. So this one doesn't really have a lot of trivia. I mean, this is like their second longest running film. This movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty long. You feel all of it too.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, you feel all of it because there's a lot of parts that like don't need to be in there. The the interesting part about this movie is it feels like they kind of wanted to make a more serious drama of a movie.
Mm.
Like it make it a little bit more film you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
get what I'm putting down here. They
They
like
had
they were
like some
going for an
higher
award or
concept.
something. They were going for an award or something. Maybe they wanted to be nominated for something because it was a little bit more serious than the other comic movies.
Well, I mean, it's got like a weird conflict in there that I guess you could like, if you really want to get like deep into the movie, I guess you could have like an interesting conversation about it.
Yeah, it feels like it was very weird because there was a lot of like references to philosophy, um, and like religion and stuff, and there was actually like some direct correlations with religious things. Things from the Bible. I think they quote the Bible at one point.
Do they? I
Yeah, they
don't
say
remember
the
that
the
part.
truth will set you free. That's in the
Oh,
Bible. I
okay.
think that's it in John. He says some when when you believe in God, then you find the truth, and the truth sets you free.
Well, I mean, that's what because at the beginning of so should we just get into the recap right now? Because we're like touching on like the very beginning of the
The
movie.
recap. Well, I still want to talk about like a little bit more of the production and stuff for this movie,
Okay.
and then I forgot in the other review, um, the Hotel Transylvania review. I forgot to put when the spoilers start.
Oh, right, right.
So I
Okay, I
forgot
got
I
you.
forgot to do that, but they can kind of we say, oh, we're gonna start recapping the movie now, so they can go ahead and skip ahead. The only thing is I didn't put a timestamp,
I got you.
so
Okay.
they can hear our review on it. I mean, so they can hear our recommendation on it, but it doesn't matter anyway. No, they should be out by now. So I think, yeah, it's good for kids. Don't watch it. Anyways, um,
Hmm.
the director Chloe Zhao is
Yeah.
actually a Chinese filmmaker. So
Oh.
she's a Chinese director, which when I found this out, I like rolled my eyes like all the way to the back of my brain
Hmm.
because it's just like of course she is. You know what I mean? It's like this movie feels like a Chinese movie. If anybody's ever watched Red Wall or like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or whatever, that's how this movie
Hmm.
feels.
Oh God. Um.
You know what I mean? It feels like a stage play, like it's so like serious type deal.
Did Mulan have a
It feels like what's another thing? What's another how it feels also? It feels like the Hulk from 2001 because that was
Oh
Ang Lee. That
yeah.
was also a Chinese director.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
was
and
like
yeah, and that movie was like really like whoa, deep and philosophical, you know what I mean? But it was the
hmm.
Hulk. Like you want to see the Hulk blow shit up. That's why the Hulk with Edward Norton was so popular. You know what I mean? Cuz he just smashed shit in there. but people don't like the 2001 because it's like, well, he's not beating any. It's like, well, I mean, it's supposed to be. He's trying to make it deep. You know what I mean? And that's what they tried to do with this movie. But it didn't work because you just want to see the Eternals blast shit. I mean,
True.
I think
The
there's like,
parts that I think the parts that were most engaging were some of the fight scenes or whatever.
yeah,
But
of which there was only three. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
so
And they were short. They were really short fight scenes. It was kind of the final fight scene is like the longest. Is the longest, and they were fun to watch, but like the rest of the movies just either them talking or hashing out their problems or somebody making some kind of stupid speech and um things of that nature. Another thing that I found with this movie that kind of turned me off from it, besides The Office, is there was a lot of like there was a lot of like subversion in it. You know what I mean? Like there was like some
I mean,
the the movie was really trying to get in your brain with certain things. I don't want to say it was political, but I kind of want to. I feel like it's weird, like things that are things that are popular with corporate America right now. They're like they were trying to like really subvert you in this thing, like trying to show you that they're trying to make you feel like these things are normal and need to um you know what I mean? Like they were just trying to put it in your brain that these things are the way things are, which is
yeah,
really
these are
weird.
like everyday like occurrences or like everyday happenstance thing situations and
Yeah,
whatnot
that
that
these aliens are doing these things that we were trying to tell you for a long time, but look at the aliens, the aliens with superpowers. They're telling you that they created civilization and you know what I mean? They taught you all these things and they knew it in the ancient times, so how can you argue with aliens because people are so alien obsessed. Anyways, we'll get into that with the movie, with some of the scenes. It sounds like we're crazy right now, but if you listen to the summary, you'll know what we're talking about. If you watch the movie, if you had
yeah,
already
if you
watched
even
the movie,
decide to
you
watch
know
it.
what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but we'll explain it better later. Don't worry, we don't have any like boomer, what is it? Forklift operator opinions. So don't worry about that. We're okay. Okay. So with that, we're gonna
Yeah,
start
I've been
talking
a
about the
forklift operator for a bunch many years. So
yeah.
like, so hop on Snowflake.
Yeah. So
um
we're gonna start with the recap, starting now, and then skip to probably the last 20 minutes of the review, and we'll give you what we thought of the movie and if you should go watch it. Alrighty, go ahead, Denny. You have the freshest eyes on it right now.
yeah, so like at the beginning of the movie, they have like an explanation of like how the universe was made. It was like in the beginning, giant robot man. I don't think they show this giant robot man, but they say like he what is it called? Uh, uh, they say that he like there was like nothing, and then he created like light or something like that, and that uh he and then they like go on to say like I think they invented energy or something and then all this stuff. I was like looking at this part like, oh my god, are they really gonna like is there really no is this the religion of the Marvel universe? Like cuz they're basically saying they created either humans or like all like living uh entities or in uh in the Marvel universe from these like I guess gods or like mystic beings. Um so I thought that was pretty bold of them to do that. um so the I think the the original one or a different one is named Arishen
Arshin,
and
I think is
yeah,
Arshin,
Arishen.
something.
I think it was just Arishen. He's the big red one. Um and and so I think they go into like him creating the universe, and then I think he created the Earth too or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then they this is where they like introduce the Eternals, um and he's the what is it called? They say they don't explain the Deviants, but they do explain that Arshan created the Eternals to fight the Deviants, which the Deviants are like. For those who haven't seen the movie, the Deviants are like these um kind of like fucking default cut and paste like monster bad guys that you see in like every superhero movie, like CGI, like crappy like muscle um monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Um I wrote down in this part, I was like, this is some this is some what is it called? Uh this is some like this is some YouTube shit right here. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, no, it really is because they just totally like um yeah, this group of uh shoot, this is gonna be tough, but I mean it's gonna be a bitter pill to swallow, but we're just telling the truth here. But this group of like multicultural what would you say, like angels created by this god thing,
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
who didn't create humanity. I think he created the earth and they evolved. Like they're not
Oh, I see.
Arshem, I don't think is a creator per se. They explain this later on, but I think they explain it at the beginning. He's like not a creator per se. He's kind of like, or they believe him to be one, but he didn't really create humans. They kind of evolved, and the Eternals are there to help them with their evolution and help them kind of progress along so they can grow their, so people can grow and populate, kind of like when God says, "Be fruitful and multiply" and all that. It's biblical, things, and they help them do that, but they're evolving
So
from something. So it's kind of weird. It seems strange to me that Arshem created this group of like, here's an Asian person, here's an Indian person, here's a white person, here's a all these different people, and then told them to go help like help, for lack of a better term, help apes evolve into the humans that we have now, or the missing links, better yet, because people are going to call me out for the science aspect, or just help the missing links evolve into humanity. You know what I mean?
I think that it's probably because there's like a lot of
This is
uh
probably going to be the deepest review we do. Honestly.
well, I mean, it's got some concepts in it that are like we always go a little too deep into the movies sometimes, but like it's got some concepts in it that are like really I mean, if if it's related to religion in any way, or if it's related to belief systems, because they have like there's lots of references to Greek mythology or Roman mythology
Hmm.
in this. Because I was about to say maybe they're like muses, like those. I'm not a historian or anything like that, but maybe like something like that. And some of them have like um some of them have like Greek mythological names, I believe. As far as I remember. Or and then they have like also names that are like stories, like really old school stories and stuff. I don't know if that comes from like the actual creator um of the Eternals, but uh um but yeah, it's gonna get kind of yeah, it's definitely gonna get really deep in this one. But I think that Arshem, they said at the beginning that he created, there was nothing, and then he created like light or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that means he's like literally God in in this story. Um, I mean, as far as we know, because what we find out later is like, you know, uh, what we find out later is that um, that maybe all that stuff isn't necessarily what happened. Um, so yeah, that all happens. Uh, the and so like after they like give that recap and talk about like how the Eternals were what the Eternals were created for,
Mm-hmm.
um we cut to the Eternals like shoot what is it called like they're in 500 BC Mesopotamia, um and they're what is it called, they land down and they meet a bunch of cavemen near some what is it called, near like a, a shore from the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and like a giant like like there's like a little kid that they meet, and it has the little kid has an obsidian dagger that he shows to one of the Eternals. I believe it's the Asian lady who we find out later her name is Cersei. Um she he gives like the obsidian blade to Cersei, and then Cersei transmogrifies it, or like alchemizes it into gold.
Oh well.
Um
Wait, did you talk about the attack on the humans?
yeah, well
Oh,
that's
okay.
about to happen because she transmogrifies that into gold. They like break, I guess you could say, break bread um with the human caveman or whatever, and then a giant I think like a giant monster comes out of the ocean and like tries attacking them. And I think that's where it leads into the fight with the Eternals.
Mm-hmm. And
Um
they, what happens?
yeah, so I wrote down at this point the Eternals save kid dressed like Power Rangers, cuz like all the Eternals like have like these Power Ranger costumes on.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're wearing it's like they're all colorful leather. I think the Asian lady is like wearing a green one. One of them is wearing like a red one. They all have like different colors, and they're all wearing the same like suit with like different, like slightly different alterations to them. Um so I think uh I think after that we cut to oh what is it called? So we say who's the cast of the movie?
We could. I don't know if it's a full fledged cast though. It's kind of a, I don't know. It's
Ensemble.
it's got some actors that they're really trying to push. I don't think it's anybody like too crazy. It's people in their infancy. They got two. I think they got like two heavy hitters in here, and then they got a couple of people they really want to push as big stars. I mean, the two heavy hitters are Selma Hayek and Angelina Jolie, which Selma Hayek is awful in this movie. She can't act. She could never act.
Yeah.
She really got ahead because of her big jugs. That was it.
Yeah. In what's it called?
The two move,
Dusk
yeah, Dust
Before
Before
Dawn.
Dawn. I mean, Dawn Before whatever. Anyways, the vampire movie. Frida, I think she shows off her jugs. Desperado, she shows off her jugs. Like every movie, she just shows her big jugs off. That's it. You know, she has an accent. I've never heard her speak Spanish.
Right.
The accent is fake. I'm saying it right now. Her accent's fake. Um, and then Angelina Jolie is in here trying. She's trying.
Yeah.
She just, that's all you could say about her in this movie. She's just trying. They casted her as a a grandma with Alzheimer's. Like she did the best she could with the role she was given. You know?
With the material that she had.
Yeah. Yeah, and then all these other people, they're newcomers. Gemma Chan is Cersei, the main character. Uh, Even though there's 10 main characters, she's really the main character. You know,
Yeah,
the
and it's
one they're
kind of hard to
pushing.
keep track of all of them.
The one they're pushing. China, Chloe Zhao directing the movie. Gemma
Oh
Chan,
yeah.
the main character. The one that saves the day. Um, we have to look up how much this made in China. By the way, I'm sure it made a lot. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so they have her Gemma Chan, I think, coming off of Crazy Rich Asians, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
she was so that was her claim to fame. Not really. I think that movie did well with I think that movie did well. Yeah, and some of the newcomers, Camille Nanjiani, um
Yeah, this is the movie that he got all roided out for, I think.
Yeah, he's annoying. He has an annoying lisp, but other than
Oh
that, I didn't.
yeah.
Other than that, I didn't really hate him in this movie. He's kind of annoying because his him being the comedy relief is a little forced. It feels forced. So I know he's a comedian. I know he's a comedian and stuff, but like you, it feels forced, the comedy that he's doing. You know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Um.
stuff feels a lot of the comedy parts in this feel like shoehorned in, so.
Yeah. Kit Harrington is it? Everybody's favorite Kit
Oh
Harrington,
God,
Jon
yeah.
Snow. He's in here for I think the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes. I think that's
Yeah,
him
but
in the movie.
he's not an eternal though. He's not an eternal
He's not
though.
an Eternal.
But
He plays the boyfriend of Gemma Chan.
yeah, we'll
We're
get
gonna
into
call her
that. So
Gemma
the
Chan. No relation to Chris Chan.
I was gonna say I was like, what she's not what is it called? She's not Japanese, right? Because
No.
then we're just saying Gemma the entire time. Um oh, Richard Madden, what's his name? Rob Stark from Game of Thrones is also in it. He's Icarus in this movie. Um Don Lee is Gilgamesh. He's an Eternal. Barry Keoghan is Druig. Um what's it called? Byron Tyree Henry is Fastos. And let's see. Lauren Ridloff is Makari.
Who's
And
Mikari?
Makari is the deaf chick.
Oh fuck! I
Um
forgot about her, dude. She fucking well. For two things about her, I totally forgot about her. She's a totally forgettable character, probably because she doesn't have any lines. But um,
yeah.
she doesn't have any lines, so she's really forgettable. You forget she's there a lot of the times, and also she looks like Black Scrubs' wife from the show Scrubs,
Oh yeah, I know who you're
and
talking
it
about.
and it
Yeah.
bugs me. Yeah,
He should have been in this movie. I would have liked it. It would have been
yeah,
a good callback to Scrubs. Oh, and Leah McHugh is Sprite. So I think that
yeah.
covers all the
Sprite.
Eternals
I
and
don't know
stuff.
what she's ever been in. She looks familiar though.
Uh, I don't know. She looks a lot different without the shitty wig that she was wearing during the movie. Um, I believe she was in. Um, it doesn't look like anything super. Um, besides this movie, she was in Hot Summer Nights, Songbird, A House on the Bayou. Um, just it looks like a lot of horror movies. But nothing too notable. This is her most notable movie, I think.
Yeah,
Um, so so yeah, that's all the Eternals. They show they fight off the giant monster that came out of the ocean that was gonna attack the caveman kid.
hmm
Um, and what is it called? So then after that happens, we cut to present day for whatever reason. We're in like present day London, and the main character, her name is Cersei.
hmm
Uh, what is it called? She's like walking through London and she sees like a big advertisement for like a historical museum, and it in the big advertisement she sees the gold blade that she gave the caveman kid, and
Oh,
and then
also, I
yeah.
find I find it kind of funny as like a fan of Game of Thrones that that Kit Harrington is the boyfriend of Cersei. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I know. That's even weirder. So like so Cersei she goes down to she makes her way down this to her job, which she's like a I think a history teacher or something like that. And she where she sees Jon Snow teaching the class or whatever, cuz she's I guess he's her student aide or something. Um and she's dating him, so that's a conflict of interest. Um
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know if he's her student aide for sure, but she left him in charge of the class for whatever reason. Um
Well, student
And
aid would mean he's a student, but I don't think he's a student. I think he's another professor.
oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like relieved that she showed up for whatever reason. I guess he said he's afraid of kids or something like that. I don't know. She's at like a boarding school, so she's like elitist. And what is it called? She like starts teaching the class about I don't know what the hell she was teaching him about. Something. It kind of passed me by, but I forgot. It had something to do with something that happens in the movie. Um, and so when she's teaching the class of like these kids, these uh, prep school or private school kids, an earthquake happens, um, and another one of the monsters in present day comes out of the um, comes out of a lake near a bay. Um, I think well, I'm sorry. So Cersei like as the earthquake happens, Cersei like protects some of the kids and make sure like a big rock doesn't fall on one of them, and then she like feels like a disturbance in the force or something, and like realizes, hey, there's something happening. Maybe it's these things called the deviants that we've been fighting for like a billion years,
Yeah.
and so what is it called? So it's nighttime, and then and what is it called? They show that's when they show the bay like underneath the harbor. Um, a bridge where one of the deviants crawls out of the lake, which I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And
The deviants are back and in pog form.
yeah, thick. So then we
Oh,
cut
but can I
to
say that?
like
Wait. I
what?
forgot to. I
Yeah,
forgot to say this, but uh, when they're at the bar, um, Sprite, not Pepsi, Sprite,
7 Up.
not 7 Up. She's transformed into a grown woman, and a guy is trying to hit on her, and he's like, wait, like he tries to touch your hand, and he goes through because she's just an illusion, and he's like, oh, what's wrong with your hand? And she runs away because she's embarrassed. Um, there's that, and then
Oh yeah.
that's a little thing for things to come, and also everybody in the bar uh is either an interracial couple or gay.
Oh, I didn't notice
I
that.
just want to put that as a little brain worm in the background, like Mr. Plinkett, who's like your brain noticed it or whatever his catchphrase is.
Oh no, I'm dying, or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
So yeah, I didn't notice that, but yeah, we're in a bar now because we cut from the bay to the bar where like all the Eternals are like well, not all the Eternals. I think it's just Cersei and Sprite, right? Um, in there with Jon Snow, and I think that's it. Jon Snow and then that other guy that Sprite was trying to catfish. Um, and so what's it called? So I think that kind of shows what Sprite can do, right? She can like she can like transform she can the transform her body
Yeah,
and
she can transmogrify. I think I should lay out their powers right now, so we don't have to come back to it later. But well, we'll do it as the thing goes on. Go ahead.
because there's a fight scene that kind of like illustrates that.
Yeah.
Um so what is it called? So I think um I wrote down I wonder if Jon Snow is tired of being in movies with people from Game of Thrones because
Yeah.
I've noticed that like he kind of there's like a lot of the movies that I've seen him in. I think in Pompeii he was in there with I think uh uh Tywin Lannister. I think he was in
Right.
there with Pompeii, and then and like another movie I think he was in with Daenerys. So like they I guess when you're like the biggest stars of like the year or something, or like the with the biggest TV show, you guys are gonna end up like around each other a lot
Yeah.
because the studios want you to be in their movies. So like so I think Jon Snow is like talking to Cersei. They go like privately into like a small section of the of the bar, and they talk about how like are we official yet? Are you gonna be like my girlfriend or something like that? And then like Cersei's like, I don't know. Um,
Yeah, it's
and
that
he's all
bullshit.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he's all like, this is bullshit.
He's like, turn around.
So
All right.
turn back around. Um, I hate that show. So then so then they leave the bar. They're like walking home. And I think this is when they run into the monster that comes out of the lake. Like it starts attacking them because I think the deviants. Did the deviants attack anybody but? I guess at the very beginning they did attack some of the humans, but the deviant found its way to Cersei and um Sprite and Jon Snow. I don't even remember his name is. I'm just gonna call him Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts like attacking them and um or no, it doesn't start attacking them. I think they hear it. It like attacks them at first and then runs away to like and Cersei like draws it away from them. From Kit Haring, what's it called? Jon Snow and Sprite, and so they start like a battle with the Deviant and Sprite. Like I think Cersei's trying to fight it off. She's not doing very well. Sprite like makes multiples of herself. Like I think another one of her powers is to like I think it's all illusion. It's probably why she can make herself look like different people, but she also like makes a bunch of her around the deviant to like confuse it. And the fight's not uh
Yeah, the fight's not too exciting. I mean, they kind of just like fiddle around for a bit, slip on stuff,
well
and
they're
then
not
Icar comes out and
itchy ass.
yeah, itchy ass.
He yeah, but the thing is that they're kind of like losing at first, and then like fucking Rob Stark comes out of nowhere to like shoot his laser beams at the deviant or whatever, and like kicks its ass. Um so yeah, his name is Icarus in this, like we said before. That's why I was like that's why I was like noticing in the so I don't know if Sprite is the name of a character from a story, but like Cersei, I'm pretty sure is, right? Isn't Cersei like a god from Irish mythology? And then Icarus is obviously Icarus. Oh, I'm dumb. I just realized the something about the ending with Icarus. Do you remember the ending?
What happened?
With Icarus at the very end.
Oh
Just
yeah,
keep that in
yeah.
mind. Yeah,
But
I
keep
didn't
that in mind.
realize
Yeah,
that. I did not
you
realize
didn't
that at
realize.
all.
I thought that was like
No.
such a stupid
Well,
like
we'll
obvious
get to it when we
metaphor.
get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we'll get to it
Oh
when we
man, we're
get
just
to
at
it.
the intro. We gotta.
Yeah, we gotta, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
So what is it called? Uh, oh, so then like all that happens. I guess Jon Snow didn't know that like Cersei was like a superhero or something like that, and then he asks some like, "Hey, how come you never how like after the battle subsided, Jon Snow and Robb Stark like kind of like are like not liking each other because they're like threatened by each other because I think they both want to bang Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is it called? And then what is it? And so they have like a little bit of a face off, and it's like kind of a what is it called? Awkward an awkward like introduction. But
Yeah.
when they're walking like home or something like that, Cersei like Jon Snow asks Cersei is like, "Hey, since you're a superhero, how come you didn't help with Thanos and all the other like all the other superheroes did?" And then Cersei's all like, "Yeah, we're not supposed to like help with like human conflicts,
Yeah.
because we're like god people or something. So that's not part of our deal." I wrote down like the Eternals are lazy asses that don't want to help with Thanos. Um, so then what is it called? So then it's revealed that like I think in a flashback that Icarus and Cersei used to be like an item. Like they used to what is it called? They used to date, and
Mm-hmm.
the flashback is back in the caveman days. And this is the big fight scene where like everybody's powers are shown off because there's a bunch of deviants like attacking what is it called? attacking attacking like a desert community, like a desert village, and so all the Eternals
Oh wait, can I say this real quick? Icarus sounds like Lemmy, and it made me laugh.
well, Icarus is what is it called? Richard Madden, the actor, he's Scottish, so
Yeah, so I just thought it was funny because he came out and he's like, "Oh, hey, go Hollywood," like, oh, yay, you know.
yeah, he was like the feathers are they're heavier than the metal. He's got two, count 'em, two Scottish BAFTAs. Wink, wink.
Two Scottish
Um,
Baptists.
love that show. um, so what is it called? So yeah, the Eternals are fighting. And it shows off their powers as they're fighting the bad guys. Don Lee, who's like the orange Eternal. His name is Gilgamesh. He's like super strong. Um, Angelina Jolie, who's the white Eternal. Take that as you will. That's her costume. She's got like energy, like Kuwabara energy weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is funny because and Camille Moon Gianni is what is it called? You said, Tony, you said that Camille Moon Gianni is Yusuke because he's got like a spirit
Oh, he's
gun.
got like a spirit gun. Exactly. He
Yeah.
shoots a
Um,
beam from his fingers.
you also said that what is it called? We said Gemma-chan can like has like alchemizing powers, but she's more like
Like we turned her into an anime protagonist. It's like Gemma
we're
Chan
all
can.
we're t- we're just we're turning everybody into anime. She's got what is it called? For you JoJo fans, she's got this is a reference. She's got Giorno Giovanna's like powers
Mm-hmm.
of like turning um what is it called? Inanimate objects uh into like life forms at certain times. Um Makari, who's what is it called? Who's deaf. Um
That's her
she's got like
superpower.
speedster. Yeah, she she has super bad hearing.
No,
Um
no, but no, her she has speed. Both of us didn't realize that she had speed powers until the end of the movie.
well, no, they show it off at the very beginning, but like she's like don't well we'll say when it comes up cuz you don't see she disappears for like a majority of the movie for a while, and she doesn't talk that much because she uses sign language. Um so like this I think they got rid of her for a reason. They're all like, "Oh god, we have we have this representation here, but it's like kind of it's kind of becoming a pain in the ass to put like the to have her in the movie because she's just doing like the sign language stuff, so she's gotta go do something else." So she's got like she's like super fast. um and what is it called? I think that's the only ones that fight for the time being. um and so they fight off so in the flashback they fight off the monsters, the deviants, from and save the village of people and stuff. It cuts to another like a flash forward, I guess you could say, where they're in Babylon
Babylon AD.
in 525 BC Babylon, um where Selma Hayek, whose name is Ajax, right?
Yeah, Ajax because
Um
she's a cleaning lady.
yeah, she's I prefer Cosmo or whatever, as we both as people have noticed from the banners and shit. But or Comet, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Uh she what is it called? She's like at the head of like a city or something like that. Like the set for this one, like the CGI, like Babylon, looks really nice. Like they have like blue tile and
Yeah,
shit.
the set was really really nice. The it was like there was a lot of beautiful blues and gold colors and stuff like that. It didn't just look like a big mud hut, which was nice, you know.
Yeah, they had like a big like kind of oasis desert type of thing for the setting in this flashback. And so like Ajax is think talks to I forget who she talks to. I think she's talking to Cersei, and oh no, I'm sorry. She's talking to Fastos, who is played yeah. She's talking to Fastos, who is the blue Eternal.
Hmm.
Um he's Brian Tyree Henry. So she's talking to Fastos, and she like Fast Selma Hayek is like saying how special like humans are. Um like how they're like different from like some of the other life forms that they've seen. Um and so like Fastos is like trying to create like he's trying to he like his power is to like make concepts with energy, I guess. Like he can like he basically makes like blueprints and projects them with his hands. Um and he's like trying to say, "Oh, you know what? This steam engine will help the farmers in this in Babylon or whatever, till the the ground or whatever." And then like Selma Hayek's all like, "Yeah, they're smart, but don't do that. Like, don't progress them too quickly. They're not going to be able to deal with that." And he's like, "All right, fine then." And then he projects like a plow and is disappointed. So uh so then like everybody's like just chilling out inside with like the people of Babylon. They're having like a dinner party or something like that. And
Yeah, and
and
they're all eating and stuff.
yeah, and this is when we're introduced to what is it called? The boxer guy, the actor
Oh, we
who's a
didn't say that
boxer.
he was a Patty Pimblett. No, I don't know what his name is.
His name
The
is
actor who
Barry
played
Keoghan.
Gigas. Yeah, Barry Keegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his character's name is Druig. So his power, he's like the Black Eternal. Even though like Fastos is the Black Eternal, but no, his costume is black.
Yeah, he's kind of
Um
like the one with the mean streak or whatever. Which I was watching the whole movie and was kind of acting tough, and I was like, this little dork, like he looks like a
yeah.
little nerd. I'll give him a wedgie or whatever. And then when I looked him up, he actually has like a tough. He has like a tough upbringing. Like I think
Huh?
his family all died of heroin and stuff. He grew up on the streets, and
Oh.
he's an amateur boxer.
Oh,
So
really?
I was like, oh, okay, well he is a tough guy then, you know. Never mind.
In real life.
Yeah, in real life, because he has like a really grumpy disposition. I don't it, it it really shows in the movie, and he kind of has like a hardened face, and I'm just like, well, he looks like a little nerd, so that's kind of weird.
That's really strange that I guess he looked kind of like um he doesn't you wouldn't think that he was like an athlete or anything like that. He's kind of skinny too.
Yeah.
Um did you say all his whole did you say his family died?
Yes. I don't know if his whole family died. I was exaggerating, but I know his mother did.
Oh, okay. Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Wow. Okay. Well, so so yeah, what a like a renaissance man. He's like a boxer and an actor. Um okay. Well, so his character in the movie Druig, he can like control people's minds. So he's got like weird like brain control powers cuz he I guess like a group of like villagers are fighting and he like controls their minds and tells them to stop. Um and then he's like talking to Makari, the fast eternal.
Hmm.
Um and I guess they got a like a little thing going and she like signs to him like, stop controlling the people, let them you're not supposed to like um stop them from fighting. So I guess like even like a bar fight or something like that, like a drunken like dispute or is something they're not supposed to get involved in. Um what is it called? Uh so after that there's like it's cuts to like daytime and there's a montage of showing like Cersei like helping the villagers like plant gardens and stuff from that like that and there was like one part where like Cersei's powers are kind of like all over the place cuz when she's helping the villagers farm, a bunch of water comes out of her hand. She like alchemizes water um to like water some plants or whatever, and then I wrote down she like pees through her hands. So
Oh,
then like
Jesus Christ. Uh,
well, that's what I thought because it was like it's just a bunch of water like coming out, and I was still trying to figure out what her powers were. Um, and so that's why like I was like, what is this? Um, so they're showing like how awesome Cersei is. Um, and what is it called? And what's it called? I think she has like she like walks along. She's hanging out with them, like playing with like children and stuff.
yeah.
And Icarus, I think, calls her aside, and they meet on like a bedrock near a lake or something like that, and or like near a shore. I'm sorry. And what is it called? They're talking about something. I think they're talking about like how much they like each other. I think like Icarus like confesses his love for her or something.
Hmm.
And then they start making out right in the open. And then like all the villagers are watching and stuff like that. So I wrote down that Icarus and like Cersei are just like making out in the open. It's disgusting. Um so cut to 400 AD um uh in the Gupta Empire. Where Cersei and Icarus are getting married in like an Indian tradition or something like that. Which is funny because they always talk about how they're not humans and how they're not supposed to interfere with humans or like they're like higher beings, but decide to get married in the tradition of the humans,
Hmm.
which is strange. Um, so I just thought it has literally nothing to do with the movie. I just thought it was weird. Um, and what is it called? So in the present day, like I guess we cut back to the present day, and this was all a flashback in like Cersei's mind or something.
Yeah.
And so we cut back to present day, and like they decide that they gotta go find Ajax, um, because for whatever reason everybody's separated. They go to find Ajax, which is Selma Hayek, and to ask her like what the hell is going on. Like there seems to be like things moving and shaking, and like I don't think they've been attacked by a deviant in a while.
Yeah. Wait, what part are you on?
I'm at the part where they discover a Selma Hayek in the at her like dwelling or whatever.
Oh, in Samaria they get married. Did you talk about that?
No, it was the Gupta Empire. Yeah,
Oh, the Gupta Empire. Yeah, they Icarus and Gamma Chan get married.
yeah, no, yeah, I said that.
And then I think they have sex, right? I put for some reason in my notes I put sex scream for no reason, and I don't remember
Uh,
what that was.
that was me. I was yelling. No, it was like
No,
something
anyways,
like one of your neighbors. Um,
probably. And then I put and then what else is in my notes right here? Pushing the Happa agenda.
I I was like I was thinking that myself because there's two because she has like Kit Harington and Richard Madden. It's pushing the what is it called? The Game of Thrones like agenda. Um in there. You gotta date a person from Game of Thrones. Everybody that's
Yeah.
what everybody should strive for. Um yeah, so that was something I noticed also. Because not what's it called? Because Don Lee's right there. But
Yeah.
and oh, and that's another thing that happens later on with Don Lee. So we'll get to that. So then like they like go to Selma Hayek's I guess ranch or something like that, and to like find her. Oh, I'm sorry. I think Richard Madden lets them in on like what's that he notices that there's a big issue too, and that he's a little bit like savvy, and I guess together they all decide that yeah, we should probably get all the Eternals together and figure out what's going on, and that's why they decide to go find Ajax, and they go to a ranch, and then like it's in like the middle of the night, and there's like a dust storm happening, or like there's like lightning in the clouds and stuff, and so they like go to her house. I don't think she's in there, and then they discover that Ajax is dead. Um, she was like turned to stone in the middle of her like in the middle of her ranch, like out in the open or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down, I guess she wasn't so eternal. and
Damn.
so like they're all lament Cersei's death, and like they're trying to figure out what's going on. Then we cut to another flashback where the I guess they're in the like Aztec Empire. Um or like around the time of the Aztec Empire, which by the way, they're moving like from continent to continent, right? Unless they're just stuck in the Americas, right? Am I wrong about that?
Right.
Like
They're moving from they're going to anywhere there's no white people. That's basically
yeah.
what the theme is. They go from Samaria, which I mean, uh whatever. You can debatable. Then they go to the Gupta Empire, which I don't know what they invented. A lot apparently. And then they end up in what did you say? Spanish time?
uh Aztec Empire, so they're
Aztec
going to be in
Empire.
the Americas.
Yeah, I don't know what they taught them there. Did they teach them how to rip people's hearts out? Because they didn't teach them enough, apparently.
They taught them how to build pyramids and shit. They're
Oh yeah,
pushing the
didn't
ancient aliens
they did
thing in this.
what did Aztecs do? Oh yeah, they taught them how to build pyramids and what did they taught them how to do a calendar that said we were all gonna die and didn't in 2012. Like I
They
just thought
taught
it
them
was
how
funny for
to
them to go to the Aztec Empire and like they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna help them evolve, and I'm like, well, they're doing human sacrifice and they're eating each other and getting laughing disease. You know what I mean? Like
I think that I don't know
ritual,
what
they have
they're like.
cannibalism. They're literally cannibals.
It's a weird like version of like you remember when you were in high school and you took like world history and then you like jump from continent to continent of like big empires, and then like when you're like finish high school your like understanding of world history is kind of like jumbled up, and you think that there wasn't like a big civilization like occurring at the same time that this other one was happening, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
um so that's why I'm like wondering like because they started in um at some point they're in Asia because they're in the Gupta Empire, right? So
Yeah.
that's in like India. So at some point they're in a totally different continent and then show up in the American continent. Um and I guess I don't know where they were at the very beginning. I don't want to get into like a history debate about that, but I'm pretty sure that's on a different continent as well. So so yeah, they're jumping all over the place. And I forget why. I didn't see any Spanish people attacking Aztecs.
I
In
did.
this.
They did. They showed them shooting at them. And then
Oh, I
what's
see.
his
Okay.
name? Oh, I forgot to say this. I need to start jumping in. I need to start doing that. But in Samaria, Dagan or Drugan, whatever his name is,
His
he
name is Druig.
Druig interferes in the guys having a big brawl at the cafeteria,
Oh
just
yeah,
like in
yeah.
high
I said
school.
that.
And
Yeah.
oh, you did. Okay, good, good, good. So he interferes with that. So it makes sense what he does in the next part. He wants to interfere with the Spanish people like attacking the innocent Aztecs that never did anything. Um,
Yeah,
never.
they're all at the top of a pyramid or something, right? Like in the quarters of It looks like the quarters of like the leader of the Aztec people or
Yeah,
something.
probably Montezuma since it was the Spanish attacking. Um, they they yeah, the Spanish are attacking them unprovoked. Dot dot dot. And they Druig wants to get involved and stop them, but they say they can't get involved in human affairs, in conflicts or anything like that. And he said this isn't conflict, this is genocide. And I'm like, I mean, we exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. There's like a whole like um what is it called? I mean, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of intermarriage and stuff like that was happening to keep various people
Yeah, it didn't. They
uh
didn't just come and
going.
start. I mean, the conquistador. Well, anyways, we're not gonna get into a freaking historical debate
Yeah.
here. I'm just gonna say the
Yeah.
conquistadors didn't come with the intent to start raiding shit. But anyways, what happened? I mean, well, they came with the intent to start raiding shit, but they didn't come in. It would be retarded for military presence to of like a small group to instigate conflict with a giant thing. You know what I mean? But anyways, what were you saying, Eddie?
especially when you're in like unknown territory and you're just there for like resource acquisition, I guess. Maybe even if that. But so like what's it called?
Wait,
What
why? Oh,
do you mean?
okay, uh-huh. Go
Oh
on.
yeah, I think so yeah, a Druig leaves to go like stop what's happening, and I think like Ajax, Selma Hayek says like you can't come back if you do that. That's like out of our mission or something like that. Like Arshem told us not to be doing that, and then he's all like fuck it. Wait, then he like leaves. Um and I think that's like the beginning of the breakdown of where people end up
Yeah, everybody, the
how
band
they end
breaks
up
up and they
separating.
go to separate places because, yeah.
Yeah, and what's it called?
Which is kind of which is kind of a big part of the movie. Everybody not agreeing on stuff because of their beliefs.
Yeah, it's like what's it called? It's like trying to like um have like maybe some deeper ideas like we said at the beginning, but maybe it's just like what the writer thought that people would be talking about after the movie. Which is funny because nobody's talking about the movie, so they're not even having these conversations.
Yeah.
We are now, but still.
And
Um,
it's revealed later on while because at this moment you're thinking, okay, these guys are they're people that come from this planet supposedly Olympus. Um and
oh yeah,
Arshem is recruiting them to be in his little group that's messing with humanity or doing something for humanity for who knows what. And you're probably at this point thinking, why is everybody like why do they have empathy? Why are they so concerned with where does their morality come from? Where do they learn this stuff? Because if you really think about it, they could be robotic and thinking it kind of like a really like kind of like an Ender's Game type mentality, end game.
yeah. Why would
And
they even like try to Why would they even have like any feeling or like why would they even be able to develop that?
yeah, yeah. And as we progress in the story and we get more towards the end, you'll realize that they come up with the the thinnest reasoning for
Yeah.
why they have morality and everything. Because this movie is very very atheist because China is a very atheist country.
God.
So
I didn't think about all that. I
go
just
ahead,
thought
Jimmy. I'll
I
go
just
in with
thought
my I'll go in with my I know a little bit more about religion, so I'll pop in every once in
yeah.
a while.
I want to say that what is it called? I didn't think about any of these cuz I just thought like I just figured like as you were saying that I just realized that I was like this movie's not like not good. So I just assumed that it was just a plot hole.
Hmm.
Um
No, this movie is
or
very
like
calculating. That's the scary part about this movie. It's very calculating.
okay. So I
Yeah.
guess it worked on me because I didn't what is it
This
called?
isn't just a bad movie. Anybody that doesn't like this movie, they're rejecting the ideas in it
Right.
because this
Okay.
movie was made purposely the way it was. It's pretty bad. Go ahead.
Think you told
Yeah.
I think you told me that during a certain part of the movie
Yeah.
too. So what is it called? So after that, I guess we cut back to present times, and the guys are like, oh crap, well Ajax is dead. I guess we should just continue with our journey to get everybody back together. Um, I think like Sprite says something about Ajax, like how she misses her or something like that, or how like things are going badly. Um, in the house of Ajax at her ranch, and everybody just ignores that, and then they go to find another member of the Eternals who is Kamal Nanjiani. And his name is Kingo. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But yeah, Camille Nanjiani, they have like a Bollywood fucking like
Oh
dance
yeah,
off or
for
something
I
like
mean,
that
this
going
was the
on.
most I mean, you want to talk about pandering, boy.
Yeah.
Was that really really a pandering part?
Yeah, was that like what did you say? Like, I was like, why? I wrote down like, we have a dance scene, a Bollywood dance scene. Why? Um,
Oh
and you
yeah,
were
and
like,
then I gave you the most cynical answer ever, where I was like, "There's like there's like 300 million, there's like billions of people in India. Well, maybe not billions, but there's like millions of people in India, and they all pay to go see movies."
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they put him at the forefront. They treat him really well, I guess, in this movie. And Kingo, Nanjiani,
Hmm.
he's a Bollywood actor. And he's pretty happy-go-lucky. In this movie, like, it turns out the dance scene that he was in, I thought he was like an actual prince. Like, the movie was gonna say this is what's happening in India all the time is people dancing. Um,
Yeah.
but no, he's just on the set of a Bollywood movie. And he's like happy to see everybody, and like welcomes them onto the set or whatever. His like his what is it called? He tells them to go meet him in his dressing room or whatever, and so they give him the rundown on what happens with Ajax or whatever, and he's like, all right, I guess I'm all in on this. In the scene where he's where they're on the set, we're introduced to his first of all, his lisp, his like very lispy voice,
Yeah.
and um his assistant, who's like an old fat Indian guy,
Yeah.
who looks like he
Who's
hasn't slept.
actually a
Huh?
director in Japan. I mean Japan. Oh boy. No, he's a director from India.
Oh,
So that
really?
guy actually has an Indian he's a name in India.
Oh, okay. Do the directors in India not sleep ever? Because he has like the darkest,
That's
baggiest
he might
eyes
not
ever,
sleep
and
at
he
all if he's a director.
okay. Um, but yeah, he's what is it called? He's got a very charming presence. Let me just say that.
He's actually a very funny character. He's probably one of my favorite characters from the movie, honestly. Because there's very few characters I like in here. They're all kind of whiny. Like Icarus is
Mm.
very. I think I can say this now, but Icarus is very clingy to Gemma-chan. He's just like, oh, love me, please love me. He's obnoxious, you know.
Mm.
Um, and especially because he's like a 10 and she's like a 6. But
Right.
she uh who else is in here? Druig I only like because he's an amateur boxer in real life, but his character is like
Right.
annoying also. Fastos is obnoxious. He's just
Fat
obnoxious. And
F.
yeah, Deaf Chick doesn't exist. Um Kingo I wanna like, but I just his lisp and his like the comedic timing that they gave him was like really bad. I like Sprite. I think she has a good. I think
I also
she's the
like
most
Sprite with
interesting
ice.
character. She has the most. She just feels like she's the only one that has uh conflict and turmoil in her life. You know what I mean? She's the most interesting character because she has the most problems. Drug is just kind of like a wiener that wants to be in control of everything. Like I said, Icarus is a whiny boyfriend. Gamma Chan is like just wants to protect humans because why? Because her sense of justice or whatever. Fastos is like he cares about knowledge or whatever. Later on, he cares about his family. Um, it's really generic crap. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Sprite is the only one with an interesting conflict.
Well, she's got like the most. I mean, I guess just like knowing what we know later about her, um, or like what we learn about uh her lot in life or whatever, it makes the most sense that she what is it called? That she would be the most interesting, just because she has to deal with it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that she's been there, and then they've been there for like what millennia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I can't. What's it called? You could just imagine. Um, so yeah, going back to the story. What is it called? So they meet. They tell Nanjiani about what's going on, and they're like, "All right, let's go on my private jet," and then and they like
Yeah, because
head
Kingo's
down
like a
to
big
go.
actor and all that stuff. I think he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
give
he's
reference to that where he's like a big time actor.
yeah, and he's been doing it for like years. Like he's been pretending to be like his own
I thought
grandfather
that was
for
very
like
funny. I thought that was very funny actually. The kudos to the writer on that one. I thought that was a really funny joke where he's just like, "This is, this guy senior, my great great grandfather. This is my great grandfather." It's just him.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good gag.
Wonder how he what is it called? I wonder how he fakes his own death every time. Um, like if he just chooses like everybody overdosed or something. Um, let's see. So yeah, they what is it called? They're on the private jet. For some reason,
Well, if we're
what?
nitpicking, it is strange that he would come out and be like, "Here's my grown ass son. You've never seen him as a child, but here he is."
Oh yeah. He just starts like appearing everywhere. Yeah, it's like I don't know. That's what is it called? That's neither here nor there, I guess. But
Yeah.
um so yeah, they're on a plane. For some reason Camille Nanjiani is like trying to make a documentary about everything, so that's why he brought his the comic relief character because he's supposed to be comic relief, but I guess he's too expensive to be in the movie the whole time. So that's why he brings along his assistant, the Indian director that we were talking about earlier. His name is Karun. So
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Karun. Yeah. The director's real name is Harish Patel. Um,
Of course it is.
yeah, Patel. What that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, we've probably
Probably
seen some of his movies. He probably directed Robot 2.0.
maybe yeah, the greatest movie ever made, Robot 2.0.
Yeah.
Um, and so they bring them along. They bring him along and stuff like that, and they head down to Australia, where they meet up with Gilgamesh and Angelina Jolie.
Hmm.
Do they have a fight scene with a degenerate or what is it called? Uh, deplorable. What are they called again? One of the big monsters.
Oh,
They
Degenerates. No, wait. Degenerates? Are they called Degenerates? They have a
Despicables?
really funny name. Uh,
Despicable, something like that. Anyway,
Despicable Me.
um,
No.
yeah,
What? Oh, I have the
um,
name right here. I actually have it written down because I actually wrote a funny joke that I never got to fucking say. Deviants.
the
I said deviants are
deviant.
evil just like in real life.
Yeah, keep them away from the family. Um,
Oh, I forgot to
so
say that the Asian guy, Gilgamesh, looks like this funny GIF of there's this funny GIF out there of a man like there's a lady like bitching at a guy coming through a door, and then you just see a magazine and a fist hit her in the face, and the guy turns around all
what?
joyful that he punched her in the face, and he looks like that guy.
Is he looking at the camera or is it like security
He's
footage
just
or
looking off
something?
into the distance.
He's like, finally, I am free.
Yeah.
Um, right into the what is it called? Right into the Hustler magazines. Um, yeah, I thought he was I thought the actor was the dude from Train to Busan, the chunky one, the chunky actor with the wife.
Hmm.
But I was just being racist, I guess. Um, so yeah, they I guess they have a fight scene with like or they may not, but they meet up with Gilgamesh and Angelina Jolie, who's been like I guess Gilgamesh has been taken care of because well he invites them into the uh Angelina Jolie's name is Thena for whatever reason and Gilgamesh like invites them into his house and they have dinner and they have like a joke about like Gilgamesh like fermenting beer with like his spit or something like that. Very gross. And they make a joke about like Gilgamesh giving like Sprite um giving Sprite a drink that's non-alcoholic or something like that because he
Mm-hmm.
gives like what is it called? He gives Angelina Jolie non-alcoholic drinks because I guess it's bad for
Oh,
her
when they're on
brain.
the plane, there's also a scene where Hollywood like sucks its own dick, where he's talking about
I mean,
movies like are beautiful because they help you escape from the realities of real life or something stupid. I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, I'm already watching the damn thing. Like, shut up.
yeah, yeah, I know. They might let you make you escape a little too much, like they're unrealistic, and
Yeah, like
they
they lie
stay.
to you and they pretend like history because they know people get most of their worldview from freaking movies. Sadly. Anyways, what were you saying, Denny?
Um, I was saying that yeah, they're having dinner and I guess they have like a flashback to why um what is it called to why Thena, which is Angelina Jolie, is like the way she is. Um, uh, so like I guess back in the day, they were like kind of they were in a battle with I forget this. It looked like they were in a forest or something like that. Um, the team that does the fighting, Icarus, Cersei, and Angelina Jolie were getting into it with some of the deviants,
Mm-hmm.
and like for some reason what is it called? Thena starts attacking Icarus, and they're wondering like what the hell is wrong with her in the middle of this big battle. Um, and so after they win the battle, Ajax is like telling them, "Oh yeah, she's there's something wrong with her." Like Ajax's power, Selma Hayek is like to heal people, right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like she's trying to figure out what the I guess she can also diagnose what the hell is wrong with the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she's like saying like, "Oh yeah, she's got like a weird like memory disease or something like that." She's got super Alzheimer's. So um, so what is it called? So so then like they tell I forget what they do they put Angelina Jolie on the bench or something like that after this. Um, they say that she can't really like fight anymore. This is probably like after Druig left, and they're still trying to like stay together for the time being.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they say that, and then they cut from there. And I think Cersei. There's a scene where like Cersei's talking to Arshem. Um, and they're yeah, Cersei's talking to Arshem or something like that, and he's like giving her a rundown about what their lot in life is, or
Yeah.
like why they were made. Um, all right, Tony, or is this like a little too far into what happens?
I think
Um,
it's no, I think it's fine. I mean, they're talking about they talked about did we talk about Thena's Alzheimer's?
yeah, we just did, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so she has that and then the non-alcoholic for kids.
Yeah, yeah, that was Sprite's thing. Yeah, the non-alcoholic drink for
Yeah, they
Sprite.
just I for the part that you're talking about, they're talking about the exposition dump here.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the celestial being born and the emergence. And that's what you were
Oh,
on,
I
right?
see. Yeah, I think so, but I didn't realize that this was the big reveal yet. Um, so yeah, Cersei talks to Arshem, and what is it called? And Arshem tells them that that there's more than one of him basically, and they're called the Celestials, and that um what is it called? The Celestials the way that they're born is that they need energy from intelligent life. Um and so that means that intelligent life is like basically like people humans basically. So they
Mm-hmm.
need energy from humans, and then that's when I was all like, what the hell? Um and how they do that is they destroy planets to they like grow celestials inside planets, and then they like they explode from the shell of the planet to when they're born. So so at this point I was all like, "Oh, everybody's a Silver Surfer."
Yeah,
Um
basically, they were just
yeah, they're also
silver servers.
yeah, they're all like just looking for planets for what is it called? Um to like use harvest for energy for like a giant like a bad guy or something like that. You said that Tony in your notes you said that Arshem is Galactus, right?
Yes.
That's basically what he is. Um so yeah, I wrote down what is it called? They're all Silver Surfers. What is it called? And I don't know if we have the flashback to this is kind of like strange because I didn't realize that the reveal is going to be this early into the movie. But what is it called? I think it's also revealed that Arshem created the Deviants. Like the Deviants were like
Yeah, the deviants were his first attempt to try
make
to
Eternals.
try to no, it was like his first attempt at trying to get the humans, like, yeah, to make Eternals. Exactly, it was his first attempt to make Eternals, but they didn't really turn out because they would just like mutate and become like, you know, become unruly and stuff, and they just start killing everything.
Yeah, there's something went wrong in like the programming or whatever. And yeah, I wrote down everything is lies, everything is lies. Um and so what is it called? So I guess back in the present day, the everyone's all like, Cersei, you should be the new Ajax for some reason. And Cersei's like,
Yeah,
okay.
Cersei,
And then
you're so beautiful and cool and powerful. You should be the new Ajax. Be the leader of our group, cool lady.
yeah, you have no personality and but you're the best
Yeah,
around.
that's
Nothing's
literally
ever
gonna
gonna
keep you
keep
down.
you down. Yeah, um so then like uh I think like Cersei also broke up with Jon Snow too, right? Um because like I what Icarus told her to or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was it called? She was like, "All right, I guess I'll break up with my boyfriend." Um and so what was it called? And so they're all like, "All right, well, I guess you guys are on board." So they head out and
Shit. Uh huh.
and so they head out to the Amazon forest. Um and so the Amazon forest what is it called? To a village, and they find what is it called? Um what is it called? I'm sorry, Kingo is still making his documentary, and his like camera guy is still following him around. Um, and so they find like a where everybody's mind controlled by Druig,
Yeah, they found like
and
a little village in South America.
yeah, exactly. Well, it was in the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. When I saw
but
Amazon, it just said Amazon, and I was like, God damn, they're just buying up everything. They bought up the forest.
they control the they control the supply chain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
they what
was
is it
that a
called?
dig at Amazon? Do you think? Maybe you were reading too much into it, but do you think it was that was a dig at Amazon having all the zombie
Nah,
people there being controlled by Druig or whatever? And it was
it's
like a
like a
little,
little wiener.
yeah, he's like a little wiener. He's like, it was just a dig at Amazon and Jeff Bezos.
Well, Jeff Bezos does have a Latin American girlfriend, doesn't he? So
Oh, does he?
is she
That's
under his mind
interesting.
control? The only thing that can stop it is what is it called? Leonardo DiCaprio and him being like 6 foot. Um, no, I don't think so. um, so like I wrote down Jurek is asshole, and he's
Mm-hmm.
also dressed like a ninja for some reason. Sprite. So they're like talking to Jurek and being like, "Hey, you gotta hang out with us," and he's like, "Nah." And then Sprite has a little like segment where they're like as they're trying to convince Druig what's going on, like she has a little aside where she's like, um, I think does she talk to Icarus or someone makes I think Nanjiani says like, oh hey, you're you're like Tinkerbell, and Icarus is like
It's
Peter
like Peter
Pan, and we're
Pan.
all yeah, and Cersei's Wendy, and we're all the Lost Boys. This it's like a really like I don't
Basically, what he's
even
saying is that and this is why Sprite's the best character. It's like basically what he's saying is that Sprite is in love with Icarus, but he can't be with him because Icarus is in love with um in love with
Cersei.
Gemma Chan. He's in love
I
with
give him a
Gemma
chance.
Chan, and she can't be with him. Plus, it would be kind of plus it's the added bonus of it would be kind of ridiculous for him to love her anyway because she's even though she doesn't really look
Super young.
she looks like a little she to me she looks like a little bit of a what's her name, the chick from Juno.
Oh,
You know what I
I know who you're
mean?
talking about.
Like she
Yeah,
looks like a little teenager. She doesn't really, but
Elliot.
like she's supposed to be a little girl. You know what I mean?
Well, she's 17. The actress is 17
Yeah,
years old.
that's why she looks like a teenager. Yeah,
Yeah. So
but she's supposed to
yeah.
be like a little kid, and it's like okay. I mean, I accept the premise, and it would be weird that he would do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Of course, he won't be attracted to her. She's a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, that might not be everything. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I was like, I wrote down Arshem is a is a creepy manga artist,
Yeah.
because he made her into like an 800-year-old like teenager. Um, so yeah, I thought that was pretty bad. Um, so what is it called? So then like that they have that little like character building moment uh, for uh for Sprite. And then what's it called? Icarus is talking to Cersei about something, and then he's like abducted by a deviant that's like flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so like a big battle happens. There's a bunch of deviants like attacking the village. Um they all fight off the deviants. Druig decides to like let go of his mind control of the villagers
Mm-hmm.
to help with the battle. And then after the battle is done, after like Icarus used his power to like free himself from the deviant that grabbed him. Um, they what is it called? Druig relents, and what is it called? Druig relents. Oh, at the time that Icarus is like fighting the deviant, this is when we were like saying that um that we his powers are like kind of similar to other superheroes and stuff. Although we said it later on too when they go find the other guy. But
Yeah.
that's when we started noticing it. But then yeah, so the fight's over. Druig's like, "All right, I'll join you guys again." Um and then they're like, "All right, great." And everybody's back together, and then they're off. Uh oh, I think this is when is this when Gilgamesh what is it called? Does he get his power sucked up by trying to save Thena, Angelina
Yes.
Jolie?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the battle, Gilgamesh is like is beaten by like a really strong deviant, and it's like said that he's like the leader or something. And like Gilgamesh is like trying to protect Thena for whatever reason, and then like he gets grabbed by the deviant, and the deviant like uses his like weird like tentacle um things to like stab Gilgamesh and like suck up his like energy powers, um which makes what's it called, which makes the deviant stronger. um and so Icarus shoots the deviant, and the deviant runs away. And what is it called, does the deviant talk at this point? Yeah, he does.
I think so. Yeah.
So like he takes Gilgamesh's power, and it allows him to talk, and he's talking to like Thena. And then like as as what is it called, this is a spoiler. We're gonna have spoilers. So at this point I was all like when he shoots the deviant, as the deviant's trying to talk to Thena about like what he's like foreshadowing something, the deviant, and he runs away as he's like laser beamed by Icarus. I was like, um yeah, Icarus is the bad guy. This is like clearly he is, because this is like a bad guy trope where they're like, once there's explanation, the bad guy always shows up to like stop it. So I was like, yeah, there's no way he's not. Um, Gilgamesh dies. Um, the uh the what is it called? Gilgamesh dies, and then the Eternals have like a funeral for him. Um, they have a funeral for him. And then they move on to what is it called? They move on to going to get uh what is it called? They like I'm sorry. They they have the burial. They like it's the next day, and they're all deciding what they're gonna do again. Druig waxes poetic about the nature of free will because his whole thing is like people shouldn't have free will
Yeah, because they just
because they
use
just
it.
like
They
make
just abuse it.
yeah, exactly. Or they like make war and they disagree with each other and they kill each other and stuff. So that's why I mean that was the essential like disagreement that they had that he had um with um with Ajax or whatever. And he said like, yeah, but their problems and their quirks are what make humans amazing. That tired like conclusion. And
Hmm.
so they and so like he officially joins now. They head off. There's another flashback to as he's saying that there's another flashback to Hiroshima 1945, and this is
Oh,
where
that's
we're
right. Yeah.
yeah um what is it called what is it called yeah it's in the rubble of Hiroshima during after the atom bomb was dropped on it, and Fastos is in like the middle of the ruins, and he's all like, no, humans are worth saving, I hate them, like all the destruction and whatnot, and it's because we gave them technology. And like Fastos is like the dude who's like the draws up the plans for all the technology and stuff like that. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have made the atom bomb. um
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know
also, I want to say that the deviant, he he
oh, the main one.
digivolved. Yeah, the main deviant, he digivolved into a crybaby bitch. Because it's like as
Yeah.
soon as he absorbed Gilgamesh, he was just like, "Why am I existing? You've killed
Oh
my
yeah, yeah,
family." And
that's
he
a
does all this stupid like, he does all this like crybaby shit that does not pay off at the end.
oh yeah, yeah, there's like a little bit of character building that's not even like yeah.
That's not even necessary. It's retarded. All right, so go ahead.
Isn't that what Digivolving is? Because don't they like don't they have like those monologues in Digimon when they Digivolve? They like get smarter and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Agumon turns into like a fucking what is it called? Agumon turns into a bad guy for some reason in in Digimon. Like for some reason he turns into like three different like Digivolutions. Um anyway, look out for our Digimon review, people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Digimon, the first movie or whatever.
yeah. Um um so okay. So moving on. What is it called? So the guy Fastos, he's super obviously angry about uh super angry about the bombing of Hiroshima. um what is it called, that little thing. And he leaves the group, obviously because he's like super disenchanted with humankind at this point. um and so like the which leads into the group, the Eternals, heading towards his house. Um, and we're in like a suburb. Who knows where? I don't think they said where because they have title cards for everywhere that they end up. I don't know if they were in a near a big city or what state they were in. I'm pretty sure they were in the U.S. Um, but they walk up to Fastos's house. It's the house that's like uh it's like a normal suburb house, green green lawn, like two stories, all that stuff. and they're walking up to Fastos' house, and they see that like Fastos is like playing with his kid, which
Yep.
is weird because I was like, uh, which is weird because I was like, I didn't know the Eternals could procreate with humans. Like, aren't they spiritual beings and
They,
stuff like that?
Danny,
Isn't that?
Danny.
Well, it's not revealed yet. First of all, because
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Fastos.
I know.
Well, this I
How can
haven't
he
gotten to that part
procreate
yet.
though?
I haven't gotten to that part yet
All right.
because it's answered later.
Okay. Okay.
Um, it's answered later. This is the question I was asking myself. What's it called? Walking upwards, because he's like playing with a kid and another dude, and the kid is like is has a lighter complexion than Fastos, and so does the other dude that they're playing with. Which I assume that they were like he was like a grandfather. Um, but no, the kid is his adopted son, and and the guy that they're playing with is his husband. Um, and so like they all walk up to they see the Eternals, and then Fastos is like, oh crap. And then they're like, Fastos, we need your help. And then like and then they're like, nah, I'm good. He's like, can you guys get out of here, please? And then like his family walks up to them and is like, who's this, Dad? And then like the little kids all like, hey, that's Superman. Um, he doesn't talk like that. But
Yes, he
like,
does.
what is it called? Um,
That's Superman.
what is it? And so like he um the what is it called? The which is this is when we made the comparison, right? Tony, where you said like that Icarus is basically Superman, like he has all the same powers, right?
Yeah.
Uh and I was like no, he's more like and you said he was more like Homelander.
Yeah. I think they were okay. Well, what I was getting at with that was that they're trying to make the connection between Homelander and him. Because here I'm gonna get into my weird what do you call it? Um, they're trying to make the comparison with Home. It's another in your brain thing. They're trying to have Homelander and that guy be kind of in the same category because he The Boys is a popular show right now, and they want your brain to be like, hey, wait a minute, where do I know that guy from? He's kind of like that guy from that show I really really like. So it gets your brain more like likely to enjoy what you're watching because it familiarizes it it feels familiar. It feels like something that you already like, so you know to like it already, instead of uh having your brain come to the conclusion on the merit of the movie, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
really this
so.
it's this creepy psychology stuff that a lot of like movie companies and like advertisement companies, clothing companies and all that stuff sell, you know, where it's like I think a long time ago in history class, or I forgot where it was. I think it was in history class or maybe something like that. They were talking
A
about
galaxy far, far
they were
away.
talking a lot of they were saying that a lot of commercials are back in the day were meant to target women because
Oh, yeah.
they were they're pretty much the person that would get the man to buy stuff. So they would advertise like, oh, this washer, this washing, and it kind of carries over till today when it comes to cars, sports cars. Of course, they're always, sport men are more likely to buy sports cars, so sports cars are more. They'll show like a cool guy or a guy with a beard buying the sports car, but for ladies like the crossovers, the Toyotas and stuff, they always just show like, a guy being like, "What car should I get?" And then like his wife comes out and is like, "Hey, stupid, buy a Toyota Corolla." You know what I mean? And then they'll be like, the commercial will be like, "Hey, you're gonna let your stupid husband choose the car, eh?" And then you end up getting a Toyota Corolla. So that's kind of how this movie was going when it came to a lot of stuff that was in it. Like I said, the Chinese heroine, the Chinese director, who are they selling to the Chinese market? Why would there be a Bollywood thing in the middle of it? Because I know Camille Nanjiani or whatever is Indian, but why would they make him? Why would they make him do a Bollywood dance? That's kind of embarrassing. I wouldn't want to do like a mariachi dance with a sombrero. That's fucking embarrassing. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm trying to be an
True.
actor. But they're doing it because they want to get the Indian market too. You know,
I think so. Yeah.
I think 3 out of the 10 actors that were in this war were um Asian. You know what I mean? And then and then uh yeah, it was just checking off all the boxes, selling, get people to watch this movie, marketing, you know, which is sad because it was kind of like a there was kind of like an interesting story and a good movie could have came out of this, but it was just so overwhelmed with marketing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of the Eternals also. Um, and a lot of them look white.
Whoa, whoa,
There's
whoa, whoa. Uh huh.
so I don't know if that's like I don't know if they were originally those like races or whatever because there is some that like there's like a ninja looking one. Um, but like I'm looking at like really old versions of them and they don't look like how they look in in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, looks like a bunch of white people and there's like three of them that are blonde. Um, so I just thought it
Well,
was
yeah. Well, that's
I
who they
just
were selling to before.
yes.
I'm sure they were just selling comics to white people or whatever. Now they're trying to sell to Indian people, Chinese people, black people. You know, I mean, you think it's so funny how they latched onto to Black Panther like it was some kind of like their like a modern day like Martin Luther King or whatever. It was just to sell you toys, dude,
Yeah, pretty
and
much. Yeah, it's like
merchandise.
this the cynical like what is it called? The cynical thing where the where like Nike has um the what's it called? The revolution or whatever and then
Yeah,
like
yeah. Colin
you know
Kaepernick sneakers or whatever, and it's like Jim Carrey kicks his feet up and he's like, "Look, I got the Colin Kaepernicks. Aren't you mad, conservatards or whatever?" It's like, dude,
yeah.
you just spent like $200 on a freaking mega capitalist country. Aren't you like a freaking socialist? You know what I
Well, that's
mean?
the thing too. Is like it's like yeah, the stand and revolt or whatever by the products made by like by kids in like other countries or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like so you know yeah. So I think people are starting to like think about it. I mean, there's still like the um I hope that they're starting to realize now that that's a big thing.
yeah.
I mean, this movie didn't do that well. Uh, I guess
I hope not because
comparatively.
it's really like we can't pay these companies to shove shit we don't want in our face. By the way, a scene in this movie, you know?
Oh yeah, that's come. Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Um,
gonna tiptoe around that subject, but it is very
the
you
nose.
can't do stuff like that. It's immoral. It's not immoral the act that was happening, but it's immoral to do the thing that the movie company decided to do. You know?
It's it. People know when you're pandering. Like the people can like see it. Especially if they're not like um. It, I don't know. I don't think most people want to be pandered to. Like I think there's a difference between
Yeah.
fan service and pandering. Um,
No, and I think some people want to be pandered to. I think so. You know what I mean? Like I said, the success of Black Panther. So I think people do want like being pandered to sometimes, but like just realize you're being pandered to and being sold a product.
no, I think that well, the thing is, I think around the time that Black Panther was coming out, there was some like there's probably something in the news that was happening too. Um, so I think that's why there was such a push for like, oh, let's jump on this marketing band thing and like make it like a big thing. Like, oh, you need to show support or whatever by watching this movie. So I assume that it was just like taking
It
advantage
always
of like
is.
yeah. But I think that's why because I don't know if a lot of people well yeah a lot of people watched it and stuff like that but I think that might have been a big reason why because this one didn't do well at all. Um, and this panders to like a bunch of different people. So I assume that maybe there was nothing to latch on to for this one. Um, that's my guess. That's just a guess. I'm just speculating
Yeah.
a little bit. Um, So yeah, you know the thing is that like I think the pandering like this will probably be for another one of our reviews. We'll probably revisit this idea, but like, um, fan service is good when it you have a good story around it and it's like melded into the story really well. Um, so for this, it's just so in your face and so like jarring and shoehorned in that it's like, you know, we know what you're doing. Um,
It's annoying.
for even to the people, and it's way more annoying to the people you're not pandering to, because the people that you're pandering to, what is it called, are not even watching the movie anyway. So yeah. Um. So moving on from there, what is it called? So what is it called? So yeah, the kid is like, oh wait, I want to say another thing about Icarus, because we were talking about like Superman, right? Um, So what is it called? Icarus or I'm sorry, the boys. Icarus to me is like is a bit like Omni-Man, Brightburn, Homelander. You know, that tired trope of evil Superman. I'm tired of seeing it. Stop doing it. Um
It's played out at this point. It's fucking like what's it called? What's that freaking comic called? The
well, to
Watchmen. The
me,
Watchmen was like
yeah.
40 years ago. Just let it go already. The story's
I
played
think
out.
this
He did it the best, and that was it.
I think this story is trying to be like Watchmen because of like what happens at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um that's what I felt like. I felt like this movie was trying kind of hard to get that vibe going. Um, so yeah, but I guess we'll talk about that when it comes up. Because we gotta get we get what's it called? We have a bit more story to get through. But
Yeah, we gotta get moving.
yeah. Um, so the Eternals uh they meet up with Fastos, and then Fastos is like, I'm not part of this thing anymore. You know, I got a family here. I've my piece of humanity is my family. This is the only like part of humanity that I subscribe to right now. I'm not down with all this. I
Yeah,
forget what.
after blowing up Hiroshima and killing all the Japanese people or whatever, stop Asian hate. He decided to give up on humanity and what they do.
Right, yeah, cuz so like what is it called? So I mean, it's not like he doesn't need to do any growing. It's everybody else. So um so then like they're all like, yeah, well, come on. And then he's like, okay. Um and so like he has like a big he has like a big like, all right, I'm gonna leave my family. He talks to his husband, and then his husband's all like, go do what you need to do, uh honey, lemon drop. And then they like, what is it called, they have like a center of the camera like makeout session.
They just zoom in on them, like just making the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just like
And yeah, and the best part about it is guess what? It's halfway. It's more than halfway through the movie. Your money's gone. Sorry, you got to see
yeah,
this. This is the reason we put this later in the movie.
yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah, because
um
Fastos like why wasn't Fastos gay from the beginning? You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Why
Exactly.
didn't
They
they
just
show
wait
that?
till that part till you can't get your money back, walking out of the theater. I mean, we're all grown ups here. It's whatever, We know gay people exist or whatever, but you know why you did that. You know why you put it in the middle of the camera just to laugh at people. You know what I mean? Because now you can get up and leave, but you're
Yeah,
not getting your money back.
that's true,
Yeah.
because it's already halfway through it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna take what we give you shoved down your throat, you you monster.
Yeah.
um
Exactly. Oh, but here's another thing for anybody out there that's like, oh, well, people shouldn't be offended by looking at that or whatever. There's people who are offended at looking at that. Like you can, I mean, if I put something disagreeable, if I put like a big Donald Trump speech in the middle of my movie, you're gonna be like, what the hell? I don't want to see Donald Trump's like talk in the middle of a movie. I don't like him.
a good light. In a good light.
Yeah, in a good light. In a good light. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's positive that he's talking. You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to see that. Why would they put this in the middle of the movie and now I can't even get my money back? That's the same thing. You know what I mean? It woulda, shoulda, coulda. Doesn't matter. There's people that don't like it. Period. The end. There's some people that don't like Trump either. You walk out of my movie if I put like Trump's the best in the middle of the movie.
Better than all the rest.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Um.
That's our forklift operator opinion of the review. Move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So then so then after that happens, Fastos joins the crew. Uh and they're all like, okay, we got I think one more person to to find. This whole movie is like getting the gang back together. Um I don't think they have another flashback. Um at this point, um they travel to, I think, is it Iran? Um in the present day. They go to they go to Iran and they see this giant compound um that they're trying to they like get into it, and it's like a weird maze of walls and stuff like that. Um and there they see there they find a room, and then inside the room what is it called? Inside the room is the deaf eternal, Makari, and
Makari. Yeah.
she's like surrounded by
Which
like a
I
bunch
wish
of
we didn't have
books.
to call her the deaf eternal, but that's what she is in this movie, and it's really she has no personality except for that she's deaf, and that's
Well,
another thing
she
that really ticks me off about this movie. It's just checking boxes off, you know.
Yeah, exactly. There's barely any character building except for like maybe two characters, and then there's so many characters in it that you can't really like
Yeah, you can't get a good feel for
um
all the characters. You know what I mean? You only care you have to pick and choose who you care about.
yeah, you got Edgy Boy Druig. You
Yeah,
have
it's like I was saying. I
w-
like Sprite. I like
mhm.
7 Up. I liked Gilgamesh. You know what I mean? Those are the
Yeah. Oh,
those are the characters that I felt bad when Gilgamesh died. I didn't want him to die. Um, that's it. I mean, that's the characters I liked. Everybody else was boring. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Kingo Camille Mulungiani is more annoying than he is anything, yeah. So,
Yeah.
um and I didn't really appreciate what is it called? Selma Hayek or anything like that. She was just like a typical leader character or whatever. Um,
Yeah, she's just Gaia. I mean, did you like Gaia from Planeteers or whatever? Not really. Nobody really cared about her.
no.
She's just kind of the like you said, the goddess character. Anyways, moving on. We gotta move quick now.
Yeah, so then they're like in Makari's room or whatever, and then they make a reference to Great Expectations,
Yeah, it was really strange. He says he calls her Miss Haversham when they go in
right?
there. And I thought that was just like I don't know. I thought that joke would go over people's heads too much. I don't know why they even made that joke. You know what I mean? Like I got it, but I read Great Expectations growing up, so I know who Miss Haversham is. You know, for people that don't know who
She's
she
like
is out there, she's the recluse that Pip goes to live with in the book Great Expectations. He goes to live with her to become a learned man or whatever.
okay.
Yeah, because I
That
guess
that's
that
a
was a
little on the
thing.
nose
That
there.
was a thing back then. Well, the book deals with a lot of subjects. He's trying to, um, he's messed up from being well, shit. Okay, everybody, look out for a review of Great Expectations.
Great Expectations, our literature reviews.
Yeah,
We're gonna we're
I
gonna
do want
review the
to.
classics.
I do want to review some books though because I want to review Behead All Satans because the guy keeps spamming it on 4chan and he will not stop. But go ahead.
We don't know what 4chan is. What is that? Is she related to Gemma-chan? So then
Yes.
what is it called? The hacker known as 4chan. So yeah, they also find an Excalibur sword. They say it is Excalibur in there. So that stuck out to me, and it shows later. So remember that, folks. Um, what is it called? So then, like the gangs finally like all together. they're all like, all right, we gotta since we know that like one of the Celestials is going to like explode through the earth and shit like that. Let's like figure out a plan to not have that happen. And so Fastos like comes up with an idea to um like create a one mind or a one something like that. They like have a, an argument about what they should name it. I called it the hive mind. Um so then like so the what is it called? So then they're
That's
like
pretty good. That's pretty good actually.
yeah, so then like what is it called? That's my boomer joke. So then like uh what is it called? They have as they're doing that I think oh, I think well back in the Amazon forest what's her name? Thena had like one of her attacks and attacked Icarus again. And like he was like, "Really? Really you're going to attack me right now?" And then and so like just remember that. Um and so it cuts to a uh a flashback where Icarus uh it, well,
Yeah, Icarus does what? Oh, Denny, your audio's bad. So
oh,
yeah, so
sorry. I got it back up. Sorry, my bad. Um so like sorry, you go ahead. I need to take a second.
no. So what was the last thing you said?
Um
Well, anyways,
so the yeah.
so everybody they have a flashback to Homelander talking to Gemma Chan, and she says a bunch of stuff that I thought was sounded a lot like climate change shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it
Hey,
just sounded like that.
I think well another thing too was that like what's it called? Kingo. He said that what's it called? He said that you know, I'll fall, you know, whatever you do, man, because I think like Icarus is like kind of showing that he's like off from the plan, like he's like not
Yeah,
he doesn't know
he
if
wants the Celestial to be born for whatever reason.
well that's what's revealed later, but Camilo Moon senses something in him because he hasn't said anything yet. Um, and then he's like, you know, whatever you decide, man. You know, if you don't think this plan is good, if you want to try something else, I'll go with you wherever you want, or like I'll follow you. Like you have my loyalty. And then like Richard, I'm sorry, Icarus is like, don't say that to me, please. And it's all like, and he's like, all right. And then they have the flashback to when Icarus is talking to Selma Hayek um, and then like some Hayek is like telling him about you know, the Celestials' plan and stuff like that, and some Hayek is saying like uh you know, you have to trust in the plan of the Celestials. You know uh, uh you know things might change or something like that. And that was a it's it you have to
Yeah,
trust the plan basically, and then Icarus says the same thing to what is it called to Selma Hayek. You know, I'll follow you wherever. I think she tells him about like the background of the Eternals and stuff like that. Oh, it's also revealed that the Eternals are like kind of like robots. In some of the earlier flashbacks, like they're not necessarily like gods or anything like that, or energy people or anything. They're just like statues or whatever that have like sentience, like space statues. So they're kind of, if anything, they're less than humans, because they're like androids or something like that that have like a singular purpose. Um, so in some aspects, and so like Ajax is like, okay, I understand what you're saying here, and all this stuff, and then what is it called? So then like Ajax takes is like, I'm sorry, not Ajax. Icarus is like, okay, well I need to show you something. So let's go behind the let's go behind the shed over here. Um and so like Icarus takes Ajax behind the shed to like a cliff where she sees like a bunch of deviants that are stuck in like ice. And then she's like, "Oh crap, you're gonna kill me, aren't you?" And then he's like, "Yep." And then he like kicks her off the he kicks her off like the mountain because I guess like Ajax can't fly for some reason. Um. Oh wait, I think that Icarus is the only one that can fly, right, Tony?
Yes, Icarus is
Uh.
the only one that can fly.
So my bad. So then like he kicks her off of the mountain onto the ice formation uh where the what is it called? The deviants start attacking her and stuff like that, and she can't really defend herself. She's like supposed to be a healer type of person, and the deviants like get the better of her and drag her into a cave where they um take her to the alpha deviant, the one that killed Gilgamesh, and he sucks up her powers, and then that makes him like super strong, and he gives like his energy to the other deviants, giving them wings and like their own particular um like specified attachments that give them personality and stuff like that. For which that part reminded me a lot of Hulk, um the Ang Lee's Hulk. It reminded me of that scene when Bruce Banner's dad gives his, uh gives like a potion or something like that to his dogs, and then the dogs become monsters. I don't know why. It's not that close to it. That's just what popped into my head. Um, so that cut back to like present time, and then what is it called? Icarus is like, all right, it's time to betray everybody,
This is the
and
part of
so
the movie where I
Fastos is like,
betray everyone.
yeah, exactly. So Fastos is like trying to like set up is projecting like his like scheme, and then Richard Madsen comes up with his laser beams and like shoots it, and and then like Fastos is like, what the fuck? And Icarus is like, I'm betraying you guys. And then they're like, why? It's like, because I want the Celestial to come out and kill everybody. It's cool. It is the will of Astraeus or whatever
Yeah,
his
I
name is. I
think it's
forgot.
cool.
Yeah, I
I
think
like
it's
it.
badass.
Yeah,
Um,
I like
it's
it
the
because
beat.
they wrote it that way.
It's the bee's knees for some reason. Um, and so like what's it called? I didn't know what Icarus's plan was during this. I was like, so he's just gonna like move on to the next thing or something like that. Like, what happens after they destroy the planet that they've been on for like a
Well, they're
millennia?
still gonna be alive. It's just the Celestial will be born and all the humans will be dead.
They're just gonna like, I mean, where's the other Eternals that were there before them with the other planets? That's what I was
They're
thinking.
around in different places.
Well, I think that it's revealed that like the weird disease that I think their minds get wiped, right?
Yeah,
Their minds get oh, that's what it was. Yeah, their minds get wiped, and that's why
I know the plot was so
Athena
stupid and like fucking it was so stupid and like convoluted that
convoluted.
we forgot it.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's probably why I forgot this part. But like Thena, that's why she's having these weird like memory issues or whatever, because her minds get wiped, and I guess her like something's breaking down with her or something like that, and she's remembering past memories, and I think that includes Icarus. I guess that probably implies that Icarus has betrayed them before, these past lives, or maybe in like past missions or something like that. I don't know. They didn't delve that into it because we're already in like what an hour and 40 minutes into the movie, and we're just getting like
Plot.
we're just getting these ideas. Yeah. Um
They're kicking it up at this last moment because the rest of the movie, the whole movie, I think even this part where did we get to the part where Homelander attacks everyone?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so in that part, that's when the movie starts because before
Yeah,
that there
exactly.
wasn't like they weren't really saying much. They were just all kind of like, we have to get SpongeBob back. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen
Yeah.
that clip, there's this flash animation on YouTube and stuff where it's like it's called "We Have to Get SpongeBob Back," and it's basically just all the characters going, "We have to get SpongeBob back," but they don't really do anything, and the whole thing is
Yeah.
just them talking about how they have to get SpongeBob back,
Right.
and that's what that whole middle part of the movie is just them talking about having to get SpongeBob back. We have to kill the Celeste. We have to stop the emergence. We have to stop the emergence. We have to stop the emergence. And they just keep saying it, and it's like, okay, well, are you guys gonna stop the emergence anytime soon, or what the hell?
Did they really need everybody? I guess they did.
Yeah.
It's because they're like I guess it comes up later because I wasn't really like I don't know if I really understood how their hive mind plan was gonna like um work exactly because they also needed the celestial that was inside of the um of the world of Earth to like to do the plan and I think it was like Gemma-chan Cersei she during the fight inside the Amazon forest she turned one of the deviants into a tree for some reason, and she doesn't
Okay.
know how she did that. So they're assuming that she can turn like that celestial into a tree, something. I really did not understand what the fuck the plan was. So then so that's what their major plan is to destroy the
Oh,
celestial, right?
by the way, there's a really funny scene where before Homelander attacks everyone, Fastos says what does he say? He says we have to activate the hive mind or something like that. And then but on my subtitles, it said smacks lips. We have to activate the of the hive mind.
No, it wasn't Fastos. It was Kingo,
I know, I
Kamal
know,
Nanjiani.
I know, but my screen had Fastos on the screen when it said smacks lips. We have to do
Oh.
the thing. So you just see,
I
I should have screenshotted it. I should have screenshotted it so that way you could see like it just all you just see is a picture of Fastos and like smacks lips, smacks lips. Yo, so you be saying we have to, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
No, well, it was Nanjiani, and I heard the lip smack when he did it too. Um,
disgusting. Well, he has a bad lisp, so
yeah, so it's funny too because we always focus on lip smacks here. It's usually me that's doing it, so that's why I thought it was funny. Um, that I heard it in a movie and I was like, "That's disgusting! Stop doing that!" And I do it all the time.
yeah.
Um, so so from there, like I'm about to smack my lips right now. So from there, um, they start getting into a big fight. I think that Angelina Jolie, like, does she have like a no, she hasn't. This doesn't happen with her yet. So like Icarus like tells everybody like yeah, I think it's cool that all this is gonna happen, and you guys are like not fulfilling the purpose or whatever, and then like Gemma-chan's like no, we've become attached to the humans, so
Yeah,
we're not gonna go with the plan.
we like humans now.
Yeah, exactly. And then and then Sprite was all like, no, I think he's handsome, so I'm gonna join him.
Yeah,
Um. And so he's like, "Come along, Sprite," and then they like disappear.
come along,
Um,
7 Up.
yeah, exactly. And so like, so then like they're all everybody who's left, besides Icarus and Sprite, they're like, oh well, fuck, what do we do now? And then they're all like, well, we have to keep going forward with the plan. And then Camille Nanjiani like bitches out. He like,
Yeah, what a fucking
um,
he's like the biggest coward I've ever seen in a movie where he's just like I can't be involved in this. I can't do anything. Like knowing that if the planet gets destroyed, he still is an eternal. And
mm,
if the planet doesn't get destroyed, he still gets to be an actor. So he just like
yeah.
bows. He just does like he just bows out gracefully, which is weird for this type of movie. You don't want your
Mm.
characters to do that. That's something somebody would do in real life. God knows I would. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know, but it was like you fence sitting piece of shit.
Yeah.
I just like just playing both sides and reaping both the benefits. Um, what is it called? So that coward leaves. And so and so they're like, all
Yeah,
right, I guess we're
Kingo,
gonna
the
go with
least based of all of them. So
yeah, exactly. So so there's a split between the group. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. So then because I guess like Icarus is like saying like they create more galaxies and stuff like that. Like another part that we forgot to mention was that like Ajax when uh, the big like freaking god monster or whatever was talking to Ajax they were saying that like when the Celestials come out, they create new galaxies and stuff like that. They say that they create science. I don't know what the hell that means. I guess instead of saying create life and create like spiritual energy, they said science. And
Yeah, instead
and
of
but they
creating life, like yeah, they didn't want it to be too religious, so they were just like, oh yeah, they create science and shit. Like I don't know, like science is the replacement. Like I said, this movie's very atheistic, you know.
yeah. Um I don't believe in God, I believe in science.
Yeah, exactly.
So then like they
Like
so
they
and
create science. Meanwhile, there's this giant galactic monster that fucking created life and created through I don't know, science explained that.
yeah, exactly. Um, so like they show other celestials like with galaxies in their hands and stuff like that, and they're all like various colors of the rainbow or whatever. They have like a blueberry flavored one. They have like a what is it called? They have the main one, Aristay or whatever his name is like a raspberry, all that stuff. Strawberry maybe. Um, the most based color. Uh, or flavor. And so that's Icarus's argument. It's like it's for the greater good. Um and so they all like they all come up with their plan. They're like, all right, let's it's go time, I guess. Um and so they have a little conversation. They're like, all right, well, now the celestial is starting to emerge because it's about that time now. And he's emerging from a volcano at first, like there's a big volcanic eruption, and then that's when they know, like, okay, we gotta start our plan. Um, I think there's a scene where Icarus is talking to Sprite about something. I'm not exactly sure what. Tony, do you remember what it was? They have a little scene together or something, like because they're
um,
hanging out in
I
front
think
of
they're
the
just talking
mountain.
about is like, is this the right thing to do and blah 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 and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're like hanging out in front of the volcano, like probably talking about like what's about to happen. And so then the Eternals like spring into action, the remaining Eternals, and they go to the mountain and start setting up their plans and stuff like that. Um, Icarus, we cut back to Icarus, and then Icarus is like, I guess I'll go check on them. I suppose maybe I shouldn't have left. Maybe I should have like stopped them or did something to stop them. So let me go back. And so he
Yeah,
goes back, and the only one that's like there right there
is
at the
Angelina Jolie.
time, is Angelina Jolie. Yeah. And then she like says, "Oh, I remember why now I attack you so much." And then like she starts like fighting with Icarus. Um, I guess they left her there to like keep him at bay for the time being. And so cut back to the remaining Eternals, and they're like trying to set up things to stop the volcanic eruption. And so and so Icarus shows up, and they start fighting each other. Um, like they like try to like tie him up and stuff like that, but it doesn't work. And then they what is it called? And then like Icarus is like beating the crap out of everybody. Um, and then like this Makari starts having an epic fight with him, which I wrote down like epic fight starts. Um, uh, oh, I'm sorry. Before the epic fight starts, the Eternals before that, Angelina Jolie gives a pep talk to Cersei because Cersei's like, I don't think I can be like I don't think I can transmogrify. I think his name is Tardis. Is the name of the Celestial. That's gonna explode from the
Yeah, his
Earth.
name is like
Um,
Tigris, something like that.
yeah, exactly. And they're like, she's like, no, you can do it. It's fine. And then like Fastos comes in and is like, hey, we need you to like, do do the thing or whatever, we need you. And then like Angelina Jolie's like, I already gave her that speech, literally says that. And I was like, is Angelina Jolie supposed to be comic relief? Are we supposed to be like laughing at her like
Yeah, because you said
Alzheimer?
yeah, because you said that before, where you're like, he literally just said that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But that's a line in the movie, and I'm like, I don't know what Angelina Jolie's character is right now.
yeah,
But
she's supposed to be like a serious character with like, it's like, oh, grandma has Alzheimer's, like that type of character. You know what I mean? But it just, I don't know. It just if too much at once. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's too many characters in this movie.
Yeah, there's too many characters and too many subplots, and some characters are like don't need to be there. Fastos doesn't need to be there.
And nothing gets fleshed out because of it.
Drugan doesn't need to be there. Shit, even Sprite doesn't have to be there, but Sprite is a good character. You know what I mean?
True. Um, yeah, because it's funny too because in the next scene, when they start fighting, before Makari starts attacking, Icarus, um, their spaceship is like flying towards them. I forget why but like, in true like Homelander fashion, Icarus like shows up and like splits the obelisk shaped spaceship in half or whatever, and like beats the crap out of, and Druig tries to like stop him, and then like Icarus is all like, Druig, you're an asshole, and so starts beating the shit out of him, and like throws him into like a rock or something like that. And now at this point the volcano's erupting. Um and he has the epic fight with Mockery. This is when the movie actually starts like picking up, and like our interest is like renewed. Um uh and so like as the fight's going on, the main deviant, who's now like bipedal, um he shows up out of the ocean. So you remember this part?
Yeah,
It shows up out of the ocean, and then I wrote down like, main deviant shows up out of ocean. Um it helps Icarus. They ask him, "Why are you helping Icarus?" It does not answer.
yeah. It literally does not answer them.
And
I just thought it was so
yeah,
funny because it was such a thing for the audience where it's just like don't ask this question.
yeah, why is he still like that single-minded in that, in his like thing to kill the Eternals, but he's also helping an Eternal at the same time? And what does he care what these the Celestials are doing? Like, what does he care about the grand schemes of the Celestials? So there's no reason to be here. They just needed to tie up that loose end for no reason.
Yeah.
They-
Well,
they're like they're little red herring, like they needed to tie it up. Otherwise it would be a red herring.
yeah, exactly. The exactly red herring exactly. So so they move to so there's like a weird scene where the deviant has like a weird like intimate scene with Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie chops his head off, and then we never hear of him again, which makes the why are you helping him so even more funny because it was like he just fucking dies in the next scene. Like who gives a
And
shit?
Angelina, there's another scene too where like Angelina Jolie's all like, I want revenge for Gilgamesh, because I guess it's implied that because the deviant, while he's fighting Angelina Jolie, because they separate from the rest of the group. Angelina shows up, and around the time that the deviant shows up, and they separate from the group because she's fighting off the deviant, and they end up in a cave. The deviant gets the better of Angelina Jolie, and because he starts talking in Gilgamesh's voice, um, I guess it's implied that Gilgamesh and Angelina Jolie were romantically involved. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I think that's implied because she said something about if you love something, you'll protect it forever. You know,
I see.
yeah, something like that. It was something dumb, but anyways, yeah. So she kills him, and then they have a big fight scene on the beach or whatever. Festus ties up Homelander, and gives Gemma Chan a chance to go kill the Celestial or whatever. Uh,
Yeah, and he says, "Oh, I also never liked you, Icarus." Icarus, and then he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "I don't know." And then they move on.
yeah, yeah, and then they all beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, Festus for some reason says he never liked Icarus or whatever, and I'm like, I think Festus is just racist. Um, but yeah, that happens, and then they beat him up, and then Gemma Chan gets away and is trying to go for the Celestial, and then Salma Hayek shows up out of nowhere, you know, and she's talking to Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan says, "I'm." What do you think I'm stupid? I know it's you, Sprite, and then Sprite stabs her in the back, and he's just like, "Yeah, you're fucking stupid." um,
This is Sprite's main character thing, right? Is this like her main speech about why she's doing everything?
Yeah, and then she stabs her, and then she says, I don't care about humans. I hate them all. They remind me of the fact that I'm never gonna grow up or have a family." Or she does like a whine on speech, where she's just like, "I'm never gonna have
Yeah.
a family. My ovaries are dried up. I can't have kids." And She
She's basically what the character from Interview with the Vampire, the little girl,
yeah,
Kirsten
she's
Dunst.
basically Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire. She just wants to die because she can't do anything as an adult. Um,
Yeah.
so he gets stabbed, and then the funniest scene in the whole movie happens. It just we both died laughing off of this.
Yeah, what is it called? Druig. While she's saying like "I'm gonna kill you, Cersei," Druig comes out of nowhere and just like cracks her in the back of the head with a rock,
Yeah,
with like a smooth rock.
it looked so
Um,
realistic. It was fucking
it
hilarious.
was so jar. Maybe it's because her wig was shitty that it just like kind of flew forward or something like a little bit, like,
Uh,
and it just looked. And then like it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Is like, I guess the writer was all like, and then Druig comes, does some, I don't know, he fucking hits her in the back of the head with a rock or something. Um, and then I was like laughing out loud, like really hard. So then that happens. And Druig is like, well, I guess she'll never get ahead in life. And then um, what is it called? Was it Icarus is like tied up. The Celestial's like starting to sprout out from the ocean. Like his hand is coming out, his head is poking out from the earth. There's like lava and shit. And then they're all like, all right, let's go. And then what is it called? Cersei jumps towards the celestial, gets on top of it, and then starts trying to transform the celestial into whatever the fuck, something else. Um, it looks like she's turning it into stone.
mm-hmm.
Because part of it like freezes up and like becomes like whitish and stuff. It looks like limestone or something,
Mm-hmm.
and sandstone or something. And so she's not powerful enough to do it. What is it called? It doesn't stop it. Then the what is it called? Then the Celestials. I mean not the Celestials. I'm sorry. The uh um Taurus. I forgot to mention Taurus is the Celestial or Tardis or whatever his name is. He's gold colored. It looks really nice. Um
Yeah, then she turns him to a stone and freezes him. And Homelander comes out to try to stop her, but he's just like, nah, whatever, just do it. And then she kills the Celestial, and he turns it into a rock. And then Icarus is like, well, see ya, everybody, fuck this gay Earth. And then he goes and he kills himself.
he flies into the sun for some reason.
Yeah,
Icarus flies into the sun. So
yeah,
I didn't realize that was the connection that they were making because Icarus flew too close to the sun in the original like
yeah.
mythology.
And I don't know. He just fucking kills himself for some stupid reason, just because the plot called for it or whatever. He didn't want to be in the second one. Um,
Celestials gathered their energy in the hive mind and gave it to Cersei, allowing her enough power to transform Taurus completely into stone.
There you go. That's what
Um,
it was. And then yeah, and then Homelander dies. Rob Stark didn't want to be fucking in the next one. Um and then what is that?
yeah, they like after all is said and done, like everything is saved. They're like chilling in Fastos's house
Well,
or whatever.
not yet, not yet. Before that, they say, "Hey, Sprite, I have enough power to make you human." And she's like, "Really?" And then I just like sighed out of just I
Cersei.
just sighed. I was just like, "This is fucking stupid."
Yeah, everybody gets what they want.
Everybody
Everybody's
gets
got
what they
like a
want.
happy ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And then post credit sequence, they're all chilling in their house, and Fastos' husband is like, "You guys did that giant rock," and he's like, "Yeah. What are you gonna do about it, pussy?" And then he fucking fights his husband, and then they go to the
no, that
kitchen,
didn't
and
happen.
the and
Angelina Jolie doesn't know how to use a toaster, and she's like, "Oh, grandma."
yeah,
Um,
and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "I have Alzheimer's," and the kid's like, "Oh shit, sorry." And then and then they go outside, and Gemma Chan is walking in the park with her husband, with her boyfriend,
Jon
Jon
Snow.
Snow, yeah. And he's like, "Hey, remember how we said we weren't gonna be have secrets?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't have any more secrets." He's like, "No, I have a secret. My family is and he's about to say what
Got a
his
weird
family is.
lineage.
Yeah, he's probably gonna say
He
they're
said no. He
racist
said he's
against Asians.
no, no, no. He just said like, oh, my family's lineage is kind of weird. And then like Cersei's like, how do you mean? And then like a big like, um, fucking the sky turns black, and then our the fucking sky the the celestial comes out and like it grabs her and like takes her away into the stratosphere, and he also picks up all the other Eternals on the way out, and then he's like saying to them in space like, oh, based on your memories and stuff like that, since you guys disobeyed me, based on your memories, I'm gonna take you away from the Earth, and I'm going to what is it called? I'm going to decide whether humanity should live or not,
Yeah, but he
based
only
on whether
takes
you guys think it's
but
good.
he only takes
Yeah,
Cersei. Who does he take? He
Fastos.
takes Fastos?
It takes Fastos
Oh yeah, and
and
what's her name was a human at that point. Okay, so
Sprite.
that's about right. Did he take Kingo? He took Kingo, right?
I don't remember what happens to Kingo. I
And
know
then
he hangs out with
the
Sprite.
deaf girl and Druig are just gone. Like who cares?
Right.
There's no he took 3 and I don't know, maybe the people that didn't want to be in the next movie. Um they and then they disappear and then Kit Harington is like, "Oh shit." And then the movie ends. So I
Yeah,
guess
that's pretty much the end of the movie.
that's the end of the movie. Let me talk about the post-credit stingers real quick, and then we'll get into our thoughts because we're going on like 2.5 hours, and I know you guys. God bless you if you're still here. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
long. This movie was so unnecessarily long. I'll tell you in a minute. So, the post-credit stingers. Star Fox 64 shows up, and then after that, there's
Oh
another
yeah.
post-credit stinger
Played by
of
Harry Styles. It was the lamest shit ever.
yeah, Fox McCloud by Harry Styles. So he so then the second part, which is more interesting, is Kit Harington finds like a weird spirit sword in his basement. He's like, oh, and then you can hear Samuel L. Jackson's voice where he's like, Mr. Warrington or something, and then he turns around, he's like, bum, that's the end. I'm like, okay, cool. Side movie with Kit Harington as Jon Snow. So
Harrington is like the character Black Knight, but he's never gonna not stop being Jon Snow ever. He's
yeah,
always gonna be the Night's Watch.
I want to say I feel bad for him, but that guy's raking in the money right now, so I don't care.
He
Um,
can cry. He can dry his tears with $100 bills and
yeah,
stuff. So
exactly. Um, so he so yeah, that's the end of the movie. The movie fucking sucked.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
I don't know what else to say.
How do we keep getting like all these like
Hello everybody at the end of the movie.
hello?
They came for the spoiler free review here.
How do we keep getting these movies that like that have these ideas and stuff like that that aren't very good? But like they have these ideas that like you can delve deep in. Well, you could delve deep into it, but the movie didn't. Um, but we keep getting them, and then like but it's just not used well.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the movie for me was like was that too many characters, too many characters, too many plots, too many subplots. None of them are fleshed out. There's some good stuff in there, but it's not used very well.
Yeah,
And
there's a little. Sometimes when you see the more heartfelt scenes, like the scene with even though Selma Hayek's a really bad actress. Rob Stark is a good actor. So when they're talking and stuff, and they talk about humans, you're like, oh, this is kind of a nice movie. I would watch this. You know, this is a nice little drama movie. You know what I mean? Or the part where the ending part where Rob Stark fucking cries a lot in this movie.
yeah.
He like cries over everything. He's a little bitch. He but the part at the end where he's like killing himself and stuff, you kind of like feel it. You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of that's kind of sad. Um,
I was confused. I was like, why are you killing
yeah.
yourself? I don't get it.
I felt bad when he died. The subplot with Sprite where Camille Nungiani or whatever his name is, I can't pronounce his name and I never will. He man, that pretty good performance when he was talking to Sprite and he was doing the Peter Pan reference.
Mhm.
Get go to speech therapy, dude, because you could be a good actor.
Yeah, just get rid of that you know, Sylvester the cat fucking
Yeah,
lisp that you
but
got
he
going
was
there.
no, that part was good. I they shouldn't have made him the comedy relief. You know what I mean? I know it's easy because he's a comedian or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. His
Stop
sidekick.
lying to people about your roid use. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, he said he does roids.
No, he definitely does roids. He doesn't say he does. He says he doesn't, but yeah. Sorry,
No,
go
that's
ahead.
that dork. Anyways, he so yeah, there was some semblance of a good movie in here. It's just it got overwhelmed with pandering. It really
That's
was like
it.
the racial pandering, the class pandering, the need to make an action movie because it's a Marvel movie. You need to entertain the big fat asses shoving popcorn into their mouths, being like superhero punch, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like the people
Yeah.
that Red Letter Media hates, they
Yeah.
yeah, you have to entertain them. So you got to put up fight scenes. You got to do all this crazy shit. You got to make the story simple to understand for their dumb brains. You know what I mean? Like it really got bogged down, and it really could have been a good movie. It really could have been um like like a good drama movie with a lot of good character development and good acting and stuff. It would have been a good movie. It could have had another Joker. Could have did another Joker. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have
And
to just because a movie has to do with comic books doesn't mean it has to um doesn't have to not only pander but also like pander to the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean?
yeah, and
You know,
have like what is it called? Have those
you
like
have
really
bad words. You have a sex scene in here, an unnecessary sex scene for some reason. Um, oh,
yeah.
I think that's what the sex scream was. It's sex scene, but my phone corrected it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
they had an unnecessary sex scene and stuff, and they were really trying to get a R rating. Why are you gonna do an
Oh,
R rating if you're not gonna make the movie? If you're still gonna make the movie for children, you know what I mean?
true.
It's like this movie's like baby's first Citizen Kane. You know what I mean?
Baby's first Watchman.
Yeah, baby's first Watchmen. Exactly. You
Even though
know,
Watchmen is baby's first Watchman, because
I
it has.
I don't think children like Watchmen.
No, I know, but like the Watchmen movie was shit. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay,
Um,
but yeah, they just didn't want to get out of their comfort zone. They were like, here's a cash grab. We'll get the blacks to watch it. We'll get the Asians to watch it. We'll get the China. We'll make billions of dollars off of China. Who cares about America at this point? Um,
Indians.
yeah, Indian people. We'll get them to watch it because it's got Camille Nanjiani in it, and it's sad. It could have been a good movie. Really sucks, and
Yeah,
you see
really
it.
could.
And you can have the actors. You can have multicultural actors and stuff like that in there, but it's just like you maybe hire based on merit. You know what I mean? Like or give them more interesting characters. Fastos' character was like he was gay and that was it. You know what I mean? He was like a gay genius. He was a gay black genius. That was it. That was his character.
Yeah,
So it's so uninteresting. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He had no
Really had
personality
no.
whatsoever.
You really didn't see it happening at all. He's just like the only personality he has is what the story needs for the plot to progress.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Same thing with the deaf
not
girl. Deaf girl, they just gave her no percent. The fact that we're still referencing her as a deaf girl is just like, what else can we say about her? You know what I mean? We could say the
yeah.
fast girl, but having a fast superpower and being deaf does not make a personality.
Yeah, and all
You
those
know?
books and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, all the character development in quotations that they just showed you, what is it called? They showed you, but like didn't explore it at all.
Mm-hmm.
They like it was just like a throwaway thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never comes up ever again because it's
Yeah.
already at the end of the movie.
This movie did not
So,
have to be two almost 3 hours. It did not have to be almost 3 hours because and you know why it didn't have to be 3 hours? Because they spent the first hour and a half, not even an hour and a half. Yeah, first hour and a half bullshitting. They
right.
just bullshit the whole. They had introductions of characters, and then they had a bunch of bullshit in the middle, and then they sped it up at the end. The movie was moving so freaking after Homelander betrayed them. The movie was moving so fast. I fucking was like, I was having a hard time keeping up with the plot
Yeah.
because they were moving it so fast because they were like, oh shit, we're like already at it's kind of like us right now with the review. We're like, oh shit, we're at an hour, we're at 2 hours 30 minutes. We gotta hurry up. And so that's how they were in the movie. So our podcast, our episode today is kind of a good mirror of the movie. In this,
Honestly, like I
yeah,
think we're doing a good pace because what is it called? Because there's a lot more to talk about with how bad the movie is, but what is it? But I think we're keeping in pace with the movie. That's how well we're doing it. But yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. So what do you think is what's your rating of the movie?
Me,
Yeah, because you do a number
f-
rating. I usually don't. I just tell you whether to watch it or not.
I'd give it a 3 out of 10. Too long. Not enough of the good stuff. Too much of the bullshit. Um, what is it called? Try hard, deep, not deep. Tries too hard to be deep and then isn't just because of not enough development, I guess. Um, and too long for how little development they put in there. So yeah, solid 3 out of 10.
Yeah. For me, I would say I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't recommend it to parents. There's way too much like brainwashing shit for kids in there. I wouldn't suggest parents go watch it. Plus, it has a sex scene and it has bad words and stuff. You don't want your kids to watch it. So don't just because it's a Marvel movie, it has superheroes doesn't mean that it's for kids. Don't take your kids to watch it or whatever. It's definitely a good movie for teenagers. If you're like a 17-year old or an 18-year-old or whatever, and you have your girlfriend or whatever, go see it. If you there's nothing better to watch, you know what I mean. Um,
If
for
you want to get
adults,
sort of get into philosophy, sort of maybe a little bit.
yeah, don't. And then anybody else, don't waste your money on it. Like if it comes to streaming site for free, like it's on Amazon Prime for free, watch it. Any other kind of way you can watch it for free, don't give them money. Don't reward them for this. It's really
Yeah,
it's really really bad in Hollywood right now, and they shouldn't be rewarded for doing these type of things.
yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
completely
It's
forgettable.
I'll agree with the Kingo's character in there. There is a certain something about movies that are is magical. I love movies. You know, they really influence a lot of things, and they just are like a great pastime, and really tell you great stories that work up your emotions and make you feel a certain way and all this. But if they're doing stuff like this where it's just marketing shit, don't give them money because that's what they want. They don't care about how you feel. You know, everything's marketing. If you hate them, if you're a right wing person and you hate this movie because of all the left wing political stuff, they don't care if you hate it or not. They're gonna make money off of your hate of it. Um, the left wing people, whatever, don't get caught up in the identity politics of it or whatever, and try to like go see it just to show up the Drumpf to show Drumpf that he's dumb or it's like, oh, it's I have to support because it has these people in it or whatever. It doesn't, like, they don't care. They're millionaires anyway. Just um go watch good movies and support good movies. Don't support this crap for any reason. It's terrible. It's just a ploy to make money. Movies are just money laundering schemes at this point. It's terrible.
Yeah, don't fall for it. It's
Yeah.
just a smoke screen. Um,
They'll sell it to
yeah.
China. Don't worry. If you think Camille Mangiani or Camille whatever, and you think Fastos and all of them, they're gonna make billions regardless. They're gonna make a bunch of money. They're millionaires, dude. Don't worry about them. They'll be like, oh, we have to go support like the actors, and they're fine. They're gonna make millions. They're gonna make millions off of China. They probably made more money in China than they did here. You know what I mean? They don't care. And the funny part is they probably edited Fastos out of the Chinese version of this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
true.
what you're
Yeah.
supporting. That's where your money's going. Your money is going to making an edited version that China is going to show to their people that has nothing to do with what you're talking about. That you want
Yeah.
to support. You know what I mean? And they're the ones making the majority of the money for it. So I don't know really what else to say about this movie except just don't go see it. Don't support stuff like this. It's sad. And this movie really is a testament to how much Hollywood has fallen, because it's sad because it could have been a good movie. Like I said before, it could have been a good movie, but they decided not to make it good. Cause fuck you. That's why. Cause you'll pay to
Yeah.
see it. Fucking pay pig. You know what I mean? That's how they think of
Who
you.
knows?
So just keep that in mind.
I don't know how the original comics are. Maybe they're just like kid stuff or something like that. But I mean, some of the ideas in here are like really good. Um, who knows if that came from the people that made the movie or the dude that wrote the comic books, or maybe just from just taking influences from mythology and shit like that. Um, so I don't know. Just a weird amalgamation of like ideas and stuff like that that uh, didn't work out. Yeah, so
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah, it really was. I feel really I feel really like bummed out about it cuz like you get lured into a false sense of security with the movie and you're like, this isn't so bad, you know what I mean? This isn't I don't hate it like, I don't hate it. And then it gets like and then they start slipping in their little like things, their little marketing bullshit, their little things, and you see it and you're like, boy, I can't believe they're doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, don't let them like market to you any of this stuff. It's like yeah, just if they want your money, then they're probably trying to sell you something. I mean, yeah, they're asking for money at the end of the day. So
Yeah. So yeah, so with that, guys, I'm just gonna say uh Denny, check this out. With that, guys, I'm just gonna have to say this.
if the movie was just 2 hours of this, it would have been way better.
Oh, dude, I would have fucking
Hell yeah,
I would have watched it. I would have watched the shit out of it, dude. Oh
hype
no, my
motherfuckers.
goddamn internet. There it is. All right.
Briki briki squirrels will save the world. Hell
All
yeah.
right. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Squeak, blah blah blah, squeak.